Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Hey, Ahmad, welcome. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, good morning. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, oh there we go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Go Ranga. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, yeah. Oops. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare. Get some more people up here. Come on. Hare Krishna, Krishna. How about you, Amy? Come on up here. Don't get into the habit of just staying in the background all the time. Just jump up, even though you don't feel like it. Just do it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hey, there she is. All right, we got a courageous girl there. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Oh yeah. Krishna Gauranga. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Woo! Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay, a little traditional here, Indian style. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, but a little Russian. Hare Krishna, I don't want to get too serious here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Get too serious, you'll forget for that. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Now coming back to America, deep in the South, we're going to change the song. A little bluegrass. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It's a world tour here. Hare Krishna, We'll decide the country order we want to stay in. Let's see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All right, that was kind of fun. Yeah.
Thanks for using.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So, how's everybody this morning? You're awake?
Trying to stay awake.
Yeah.
And
There
somebody
he
else.
is.
Nice to see Amy too.
Yeah, it's nice to have participation also a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, so why don't we read a little Srimad Bhagavatam here? Here we go. Hare Krishna. Duplicate. Here we go. Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. So yesterday I was reading the Questions of the Sages, Chapter 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you, Prabhupada. Yes, for writing this wonderful books. Wonderful books. Yeah, so the first, we read the first verse. Actually, we didn't even quite finish that. Or did we? Yeah, okay, I think I only did half of the verse. So I'll read the whole verse again. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, O Son of Vasudeva, O all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I mean, you see how it's so important to remember this. We're bombarded, especially on the internet, all day and night on these messages about worldly things in the world. You know, the other half, the Maya. So many completely engrossed in that. So it's important to understand, hey man, there's a God and he's in everybody, and he's actually kind of watching everything and maintaining everything, keeping everything going. Otherwise we couldn't be playing around in his Maya. It's kind of like a playground here, kind of a dangerous one. If you get totally absorbed in it, it's then you lose sight of who you are. So the Vedas have come. I mean, must be important if the creator of the universe, the sub-creator actually, who created under the direction of the Lord. Isn't that amazing? Brahma created all this. He was inspired by God, by the Lord. He couldn't do it on his own. He said the same thing. And, we're in the same boat. We can't really do anything of significance until we're directed by the Lord. Then what we do is enduring, has substance, lasts forever, actually. Or whatever we do, we have to have that inspiration. Otherwise, it all comes from the inspiration and the modes of nature, which is always temporary. Just things are coming and going, and we're just down that river of this three modes of nature called Mahamaya. Yeah. All right, so if anybody has anything they inspired to say, please do.
I do.
Well, say something.
Well, whenever I hear Maya, I think everything is Maya, and so then it's hard to decide what to do sometimes because I don't want to get into Maya. But then, my understanding is that if we just include God in it, Krishna in it, then it changes it from being Maya. Is it as simple as that?
Could be like, well, give an example what you're talking about. Everything is Maya. What are you talking about?
Well, like I could choose to go out and get a higher paying job, but I don't feel that inspiration. So then I take something that's needed. It's a lot lower paying, even volunteer. And I feel like am I just getting caught up in the world and the Maya, or is this really God's calling for me, like going to the animal shelter and volunteering there some, instead of taking a high paying nursing job. But there's factors to be involved, because if I take the high paying nursing job, then I have to get the probably these things. We got frozen.
Yeah, I think they're frozen.
Oh, Karuna too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what happened with that?
I don't know.
Why both of them? We'll come back.
I hear you though. I mean, weighing that like a money, always having to weigh financial and happiness. I feel like it's always between that, right? Between money or your own peace.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough
Yeah,
one.
and there's things that are struggling about the volunteering at the animal shelter. Well, I can look at the bright side of it. It's hard
Yeah.
to see the animals like this, but the bright side is they're not out in the heat. They're in safety. You know,
And you're
they're
helping. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm helping.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. That's a lot of weighing. You seem like you have a lot of weighing because even that, like that weighs on you. You know, you have to see that kind of pain and the suffering, but at the same time, it's bittersweet because it's rewarding.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that idea. I think that's really important.
yeah, yeah, and we just have to sometimes make a decision and just do it and see what comes from it.
That's true. Just make a decision and roll with it, and then those experiences that come with it, you just embrace those ones. Yeah,
And I get a chance to. I can always chant the mantra to the animals.
yeah, yeah.
They went Karuna. Wonder if he's gonna have to start a new show or something.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm hearing background noise. I don't know what that is. Hmm.
You're in the background?
No, I'm hearing like background noise, but
Oh,
I
I'm not.
don't know.
Yeah,
It might
I'm
be
not.
just my computer.
Yeah. Wonder if he's gonna come back here. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Let me see.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. I don't know where my beads are. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Are you I would have to set up I would have to set up my you have two devices there?
I have my phone and my computer.
Yeah. Can you see the chat?
The
What people were writing in?
the comments. Yeah, I could see the comments, but nobody has addressed this. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. I've never seen that happen where there are two of them freeze up like that. It's always
Yeah,
just Gorhari.
yeah. That was weird.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hmm.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Freddie said he lost his internet.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hmm.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
All right. Well, let me exit out and see if.
Oh, when are you going to start it? He's going to start a new one, maybe. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Well, see, I would have to get my computer up to see any messages. So I better get it up, I guess, or to find out if he's going to restart another thing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Okay. Mute your mic.
Oh, you're back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you just get in your head too much about all that. That's all. You just go out and do what you need to do and stop getting so mental. That's, you just kind of work from your, okay, I need to do this. I just do what you need to do and don't try to figure it out and, like some spiritual, you know what I mean? Just be common sense. Go out and get a job or do, but don't try to is this Maya? Is this, just be natural. If that's natural, I don't know, man. It doesn't sound like it's a way to work through this world. Just kind of, okay, I want to do that. Just do it, really focus your mind and just do it. And don't make, oh, is God going to be, is this wrong? Or is this Maya? All this, and you're coming regularly to class and all that. And, just chant and just kind of be a little normal about stuff, That's what I would say. Okay, anyway, let me get to the story here. Hare Krishna. Yeah, simple. Just, What happened to Amy? She disappeared? Come back.
Maybe she'll come back.
Okay, so anyway, here we go. So he is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. Okay, let's look up the word Veda. Okay, anyway. Only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. Therefore, I meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna. Oops. What the heck happened here? Okay. Here we go. All right, we got Karuna back here. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Sri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Text 2. Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, this Bhagavat Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. Yeah. I'm going to make a switch. Let's read some Chaitanya Bhagavat. I don't feel quite in this mood here, or something. Or something. Yeah. All right. So let's see what we got here. Chaitanya. Okay, Chaitanya Bhagavat. Oops. This one is the story of Sridhar, Madhya Lila, chapter 9. Sri Gaurachandra is the controller of the universe. However, not for his own sake, but for the benefit of everyone, he has accepted the garb of sannyasi. All glory to the son of Jagannath Mishra and Mother Sachi, and all glory to his Sankirtan movement. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, the life of Lord Nityananda and Gadadhar Pandit. He is the most beloved of Advaita and Srivas Pandit and Jagannananda Pandit. Mm-hmm. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I'm kind of getting used to the participation more, like more devotees coming, It kind of feels like an empty room today. When does somebody take up the slack, and when Lalita probably has something to do and others. So why don't some other devotees come? Come on live, man. I feel like an empty room here. I feel like I might as well just go off, So unless we get some more participation here, otherwise I just might as well sit and read myself,
Well, I also have a Chaitanya Bhagavat I can read too.
No, it's not only, no, we need more people too. It just feels like an empty room today. So, come and
No, it's
participate.
not only no, we need more people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I would like. It just feels like an.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, just feels like that now. So that's why I said something. Yeah. People you make a difference. That's what it's all about. People make a difference. It's not just like sit and watch the computer all day, we got to interact a little bit. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so I was reading Chaitanya Bhagavat. Hare Krishna. Let's see, how do I do like this? Go down. Okay. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, the very life of Nityananda. Oh, good. We got somebody else coming here. All right. Where's River today?
Going for a little operation. She's finished now, so she'll be online. ASAP.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, the very life of Lord Nityananda and Gadadhar Pandit. He is the most beloved of Advaita Charya, Srivas Pandit and Jagannananda Pandit, Haridas Thakur and Vakreshwar Pandit, Pundarik Vijayanidhi and Vasudev and Sri Garba. Oh, be merciful, O Lord, and look upon every living entity graciously. May the Lord and all his associates be glorified. For by hearing about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, one immediately attains the supreme goal of devotion, love of Krishna. Please listen attentively to the narrations of Majja Khanda, because it depicts the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Hear how the description of Lord Chaitanya's Madhya Mahaprakash Leela, his great revelation, for this fulfills the desires of Vaishnavas. The Lord manifested the glorious Sata Parisha Bhava, the 21 hours of devotional ecstasies. In this pastime, he wonderfully revealed his different incarnations, his astonishing feasting. Okay, so who wants to read? I don't feel like I'm not in the mood for practically anything. Go ahead. You want to read, Sachi? Read something. Read some Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Yeah, sure. You're in the chapter 9 of Madhya
Yeah,
Lila?
yeah, that's good.
Okay. Lord Sri Lord Chaitanya, or Gaura Chandra, is the controller of the universe. This is the very beginning of the chapter. I have a different version maybe than others, but except for Janaki's got it. Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Lord Sri Gaura Chandra, is the controller of the universe, and he accepted the garb of a sannyasi, not for his own sake, but for everyone's benefit. All glory to the son of Jagannath Mishra and Mother Sachi, and all glory to his Sankirtan movement. All glory to Lord Chaitanya, the very life of Lord Nityananda and Gadadhar Pandit, and he is the most beloved of Advaita and Srivas Pandit. And also a few others here: Jaganananda Pandit, Haridas Thakur, Vakrashar Pandit, Pundarik Vijayanidhi, Yasudev, and Sri Garba. Be merciful, O Lord, and look upon every living entity graciously. May the Lord and all his associates be glorified. For hearing about the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, one immediately attains the supreme goal of bhakti, love of God. Please listen intently to the narrations in Madhyakanda, because they depict the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Now hear the descriptions of Lord Chaitanya's Mahaprakash Leela, or Great Revelation, for this fulfills the desires of all Vaishnavas. The Lord manifested the glorious Sat Praharya Bhava, or 21-hour long devotional emotions. In this pastime, he wonderfully revealed his different incarnations, extraordinary feat and feasting, and freely giving away to the devotees pure love of Godhead. And all the Vaishnavas honored the Lord in a grand bathing ceremony known as Rajaswar, fit only for the most powerful kings of the universe. One day, Lord Gaura Sundara came to Srivas Pandit's house, accompanied by Lord Nityananda, who was beside himself with joy. Gradually all the Vaishnavas assembled there. Lord Gaura Sundara, who was then fully engrossed within himself, looked upon himself as a regal personality, surveying his surroundings with intensely powerful glances. The devotees could perceive the Lord's mood, and immediately they started loud kirtan. On other days, The Lord would dance in the ecstasy of a devotee servant of the Supreme Lord. Then, changing that mood momentarily, he revealed his identity as the omnipotent Supreme Lord. That mood also would quickly change, and he would again revert back to the mood of a devotee. But today, to the good luck of the assembled devotees, the Lord stood up as if to dance as usual, and instead sat on the throne of Lord Vishnu. On previous occasions, the Lord would sit on Lord Vishnu's throne, immersed in devotional ecstasy, as if unaware of his own conduct. When I read this, I think that is there an actual throne, or is this some kind of symbolic of something? What do you think, Gorhari? You're muted.
It could be anything. Doesn't matter. Seat, throne, you know.
Okay, just could be a chair sitting there. Okay. All right, so on previous occasions, the Lord would sit on Lord Vishnu's throne, immersed in devotional ecstasy, as if unaware of his own conduct. But not so.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, they probably had a throne for Lord Vishnu, and so he just sat on it, just like God would. Because then they have deity worship back then, and they, probably had a seat for Lord Vishnu, and so he just probably just went and sat on it. It's his throne. It's uncommon to see a person in this world to go and sit on God's seat, But it's just like he was the Supreme Lord, and he knew it, and he wanted to show, and he wanted to act it out in this world. Obviously, he wanted to show, hey man, I'm God. I'm sit on my seat. Act out, act out the truth. Make it grounded, kind of like what we do here. We ground the truth here. Hey man, there's devotional ecstasy. Why keep it in a book? Let's show it to the world. Act out in this world. It's the truth. We got the greatest treasure here, so show it instead of, oh yes, we got it. But isn't it better? All the world's a stage. So if you stage the devotional emotions and bring that onto the stage of the world, what happens? People see it, and then maybe people will go for it. Otherwise, nobody knows what is real. This is the only real thing in the world, is devotion to Krishna. It's the only real life in this world. So, yeah. Go ahead. Read on.
Okay, so, all right, so I'll back up just a little bit. On previous occasions, the Lord would sit on Lord Vishnu's throne, immersed in devotional ecstasy, as if unaware of his own conduct. But not today. He did not obscure his real identity with the cloak of his internal energy, but he sat on the throne continuously for 21 hours. The devotees stood in front of him with folded hands and hearts effervescent with joy. It was a wonderful sight. The devotees were fully content. They spontaneously expressed that it felt like they were in Vaikuntha, and so it was. The Lord also sat amidst all, like the Lord of Vaikuntha, and everyone present there became totally free from the influence of the illusory material potency. Yeah, so see, that's what I get. See, I get up in my head because I try to figure out that they basically, like, it doesn't really matter what's happening here, you know, what job we take or whatever, as long as we can feel God with us, pulls us up out of that material energy. Lord, you gonna say something?
You're muted.
I thought I hit the button. Lord, uh, Lord Chaitanya instructed, sing that bathing song. The devotees were very pleased and they began to sing. The Lord gently swayed his head sideways in time with the song and showered the devotees with his merciful glances. The devotees could now surmise the Lord's mood and they desired to perform his abhishek or bathing ceremony. The devotees brought water from the Ganga. First they strained the Ganga water, then they added musk, sandal paste, saffron, and camphor, preparing everything with increasing love of the Lord. They began the ceremony with jubilant shouts and started chanting appropriate mantras. Nityananda was the first to pour water on the Lord's head. He kept repeating, Jai, Jai, and as he did so, with great pleasure, other leading devotees like Advaita Charya and Srivas Pandit bathed the Lord, chanting the famous Purusha Shukta prayers. The devotees of the Lord Gauranga were very well versed in the science of the scriptures and chanted Vedic hymns, so they poured water, accompanying it with mantras. Mukunda and others were singing sweetly the bathing ceremony song, and other devotees cried and danced with overwhelming happiness. The upright and chaste wives were ululating with joy. There's more. I've heard different versions of that too. Ululation. The the entire assembly. Remember that time, Gorhari, in Mayapur, we were going around the temple. They have a natural they paved all the way around the temple so you can circumambulate it. And we were walking and having a little kirtan, and it was, you could feel the rise in the energy there. There was an Indian lady that she walked with us, and the whole time she was going while we were singing Hare Krishna. It's great. India is really great. Have you been there, Amy? Oh my gosh, you really belong going there. We have to get you there. Mukunda and the others were singing sweetly the bathing ceremony, and the devotees, and the women were ululating with joy. The entire assembly was immersed in an ocean of bliss. The Lord of Vaikuntha, Lord Gauranga, was seated, and the devotees, one by one, poured water on his head, bathing the Lord. Usually,
Mute your mic. Before I forget, they just had an announcement that they're going to be going door to door now with the jabs. So be ready for that. Yeah. Anyway, be ready for that. And President.
this is our dream. This can't be real.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, that's the announcement that came, and so just be smart, and I just thought I'd announce in case you're not watching the news, and so that may happen, especially if you live in the cities. So if they, just know your rights, and they may, do it nice. Oh yeah, we're here, and you should get, and all this. Just try to resist this thing as much as you can, all the way. Otherwise, it's not a good thing. They're just doing some really dastardly thing, and just try to avoid it. I mean, we're in weird times. The main thing is take seriously what we're doing here, because you know all hell is breaking loose, literally, on one level, and this is the shelter for it, because if you take shelter here, Krishna will help us in so many ways. One thing is give us awareness. I mean, not to be naive. Some people already fell victim to naivety here in our own group. So that's why I just announce a few things. Common sense. Just be aware that people come to you, don't like, well, where'd you come? Well, anyway, they announced it, and they're going, I don't know, the army, who knows what they're going to use, but we'll find out. Okay, go ahead. Better be a little shock now than when they come to your door, and wonder, get ready.
Well, the approach is either going to be, I don't choose that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and you got to be careful, because they can lie. They lie a lot now. They'll say, "Oh, well, this is all this and this and this." Just don't believe it, because they're lying a lot now.
There's nothing they can say about lying. There's nothing. What can they possibly say?
Well, they can say things. Well, you have to do this because blah 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 blah, and it'll all be lies and speculations and all that. So just,
I don't know, but the day that somebody shows up at my door to stick a needle in my arm, like that's going to be the day that, like, wow, like things are real and definitely changing. Just to imagine it. It comes to your door and they're like, oh, you have to be stuck with a needle and like at your doorstep. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, they just already, they do a lot of, they hide things. It's just the Maya. The Maya is very strong right now. The modes of passion, ignorance is very tricky. It's like the devil. They call the devil, is all these movies you see about the devil. It's like that now. Tricky, lies, try to get your signature, and trick you into doing stuff. That's what's going on. Blatantly over it now. It's becoming more overt. It's just literally coming into our face. Before it was like really behind the scenes, and that's why Jesus was on the move. He never stayed anywhere. He's going around. Okay, go ahead there, Sachi. Better be shocked now a little bit than when they come to your door and they say, "Where the hell you guys come from?" Well, that, what's her name? The press secretary. She made the announcement yesterday. Well, and she was like, "And you're coming to your door." Okay, go ahead there, Sachi.
Not everybody can be on the move.
Yeah, I know. Not everybody can. What are you going to do? So try to survive. What are you going to do? This is the real survival. See, here here we can, you got the best chance here the more connected you get with the transcendental nature. Mute your mic when I'm speaking there. Just have to do that. The more connected we get here with the transcendental body and the Lord's, the better. I mean, because then if you're really strong in that and you really opened up to that and you can taste this name, then that's your protect. Because then, then what they do with the body or the mind doesn't matter. You've transcended it. And that's the whole point of material existence. You're successful. So this is the most important thing. And that's, this, could be helpful to get people moving in this direction now. It's just ordained by providence. It's all under the control of the Lord. So it is happening. And, just try to get as connected as you can to God and to feel the Lord's presence with you, and this is, we just keep rubbing the process here, keep chanting and associating and with the Lord in Sadhu Sangha, and it's great, Yeah. You just happen to be born at this time, where it's definitely unique time, Okay, go ahead there, Sachi.
How can I go ahead and feel like going ahead with that news reel? This is one of those little, lines at the bottom of the screen, important news break, as I'm trying to have a show here.
Breaking news, man. Breaking news.
So what do I do? Just
just keep. Well, this can be practice for you to take shelter. See, practice. Now just go to the book and get the shelter. Go ahead, read on.
Well, that's what I'll do. When I come to the door, I'll say, "Listen to this." The singer and others were singing sweetly the bathing ceremony song.
There you go.
Another
read them. Read them their rights.
Break them off. And the other devotees cried and danced with overwhelming happiness. The upright and chaste wives were uvulating with joy. Oh, I'll start. That's what I'll do. I'll start uvulating. The entire assembly was immersed in an ocean of bliss. The Lord of Vaikuntha, Lord Gauranga, was seated, and the devotees one by one poured water on his head, bathing the Lord. Usually on such religious occasions, 108 pots of water were supposed to be required. But today, it far exceeded that number. Even the devotees came there, not wanting to miss the opportunity to make more spiritual progress, but were disguised so as not to be recognized. When even a drop of water is offered to the Lord's lotus feet, I just realized something. They're probably offering that nurse that goes to the door a lot of money. That's why I'm not going for the lot of money anymore right now.
Offering a nurse to go to the door? Are you kidding? They need somebody a little more authoritative than the nurse.
That person will be behind the nurse.
Maybe the firemen or the army or the police, who knows, somebody a little more authority.
They're probably going to be two. They won't be one. It'll be two, guaranteed.
Yo, I'm slipping out the back door then. They're coming at the front door. I'm going out the back door and hopping over the neighbor's fence.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'll grab my cat and my backpack. I'm out of here.
Yeah, you see in there it said they came to see the Lord, as an opportunity to advance in devotional service. That's what we're doing here. This opportunity to advance in getting more awakened, getting more deeper into this communion with the Lord. It's really the only option now. I mean, to really develop this, because once it's developed, then what they do to the body, whatever, who cares? It's just a temporary. This is just temporary thing. The thing is, we don't know. That's how. The more scared you are, means it's a good more progress we need to make. More fear that I'm going to get my body. Yeah, well, body's going to go. The more anyway, the fear goes more and more. The more spiritually connected we are. So, yeah, that's social media. What they're using social media is those who are deeply identified with the body and the mind, and so the Maya manipulates that people on that level. So that's this devilish Mayic force is working through that. See, so the more we identify with the spiritual body, the more you're inoculated against that kind of mind control and bodily control. What to do is control the mind first to control the body. So it gets you to act in ways that are manipulated by the Maya. So anyway, this is the opportunity, man. get more, transcend the mind and the body identification more here. This is what we're doing. Yeah. Go ahead there, Sachi. Sorry to spoil your day.
Now I'll start planning my escape also. So, okay, even the demigods who came there were not wanting to miss the opportunity to make more spiritual progress, but were disguised so as not to be recognized. When even a drop of water is offered to the Lord's lotus feet, that also, in meditation, is sufficient to ward off punishment given out by the god of death. What to speak about the good fortune of the people who were able to bathe the Lord directly, who was present there in person. Do we have any comments from the audience about this other topic?
No comments, so let's stick with this topic.
Okay. All the servants and maidservants at Srivas Pandit's house were also engaged in bringing water for the Lord. The wonderful result that one enjoys from serving the Lord was amply proved by one incident, which was one of the maidservants, a pious woman named Dookie. Here comes Dookie. Was one of the water carriers. The Lord saw her actively engaged and told her, "Bring more, bring more." The Lord was so impressed with her devotional service attitude that he changed her name to Suki, or happy, indicating he had taken away her distress. Maybe you had reading this part for a reason, on purpose.
No, I didn't think about that, but who knows? But actually, on the deeper level here, it's just we're doing that. We're bringing water also to wash the Lord's feet. We do that through the Lord's feet are his pastimes. See, he walked all over the planet. He left all these pastime. That way he passed his time on the earth. His qualities were noted, his name was noted, his activities, all these things are transcendental. And so ultimately you want to wash the Lord's lotus feet. So they do all this stuff externally. Oh yeah, see this all, yeah. This is where it is, man. This is where it's all leading. This transcendental washing the Lord's lotus feet when chanting his names and his pastimes. See, now that's the way the Lord's really looking to get his feet washed. Otherwise it's all, see, everybody's imitating, they're going to the temples and doing the abhisheks and everything. But where are the tears in the Pujari's eyes? Are they there? If they are, great, wonderful. Because The Lord's looking for this way of worship and in this holy spirit of devotion. I mean, that's all. That's when I look at this stuff, I see internally. I see what the Lord really wants deeper than that. This is all training. It's all symbolic. It's a ritual of something very deeper. It's a shadow of the absolute eternal. Dude, in the spiritual dimension, the washing the Lord's feet is really, you don't have to go through the hard work of building a big temple and having deities, and you have to go physically to wash. No, we have all the equipment. Everything is here. We have his pastimes, the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat, absorbed in mellows. If you're absorbed in mellows, that means you have tears. Tears are coming down. The bliss is there. The ecstasy is there. So this is what the Lord is really wanting to be worshipped like this. It's very juicy, very amazing, very deep intimacy in this kind of worship. And that's what we're here to do, is teach this kind of worship. It's, otherwise it's external rituals. I mean, God, that's been going on for eons. The communion with the wafer and the grape juice and, get rid of shadows now. The shadow. This is where you're the temple, man. This is the temple now. You don't need to build anything. You're the temple, man, and you have all the equipment to give a very choice offering to the Lord. And those are those tears. And that's what we do. We awaken people's spiritual body so that their temple is awakened now. You ever go to an empty temple? You ever been to those there, Amy? These temples, there's no spirit in them. They feel like empty. See, well, this is the world. They have all these temples, these bodies. If the spirit's not awakened in the Lord, the soul is not awakened, there's no real life in it yet. It's just the persons need to be born, be spiritually born. Okay? So that's the whole purpose of the word, purpose of truth, purpose of hearing this depth of understanding. Otherwise, you go and you see rituals and you hear the glories of rituals. See, your mind is drawn and kept external. See? Here, we draw your mind internally. You start to realize, oh, I see. This is where it's going. See, it starts to draw you into the internal realm. See, into what's really the truth of all of this. Instead of looking at shadows all the time, rituals and shadows, or the shadows, symbols and all that. Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Sachi. One guy is saying my camera freezes, but I think that's only him. Go ahead.
Okay. When even a drop of water is offered to the Lord's lotus feet, that also, in meditation, is sufficient to ward off punishment given out by the god of death. What to speak about the good fortune of people who were able to bathe the Lord directly, who was present there in person. All the servants and maidservants at Srivas Pandit's house were also engaged in bringing water to the Lord. The wonderful love that one enjoys from serving the Lord was amply proved by one incident. Okay, yeah, I went back. That's Duki was the Lord was so impressed with Duki, which means sad, that he changed her name to Suki, which is happy, indicating he had taken away her distress. Having bathed the Lord, accompanied with the chanting of the Vedic mantras, the devotees dried the Lord's
So
body.
this is the effective stage when you go beyond the rituals. See, you start to you feel your distress is taken away. See, and that's what happens very fast in being around attracted devotees who are attracted to the spiritual form of God. You hear from them and you get such a deep depth of understanding that is not gotten by listening to superficial people. They can't take your distress away listening to worldly people. All it does is usually make you more distressful. See, but when you hear from devotees who have devotion and their distress is taken away, and they just, in the effective stage, they just love chanting in ecstasy. They love talking about God. They like to talk about the deeper truth. See, and your miseries are just taken away, because our miseries are just caused by listening to ignorant people who are ignorant of the full truth. That's it. You listen to their ignorance. Why wouldn't you be distressed? Why wouldn't your distress go when you listen to truly intelligent people who have intelligence gotten by this intimacy with God? Why wouldn't it? See, this is why if a person patiently listens to devotees whose distresses are taken away, because the Lord takes their distress away because of intimacy and ecstatic intimate worship. Therefore, they have great knowledge that you can't get from school or from any of these talking heads out there. Or from even these gurus and teachers who are not even awakened yet. This is why their people's distress barely goes away. That's why they stay on the level of rituals still. Big rituals. Oh yeah, let's bathe the deity. Yeah, I see, man. Let's get the water and all that work going to the Ganges and bringing these big pots of water. That they had to make all this. It's a lot of work. There's always work in ritual. See? Here we have all the equipment here, and the Lord wants us to have the easy way now. I mean, if you're intelligent enough to figure it out, what we're doing here, I believe if you spend 30 days and you're really looking for truth, you're going to find it here. I haven't heard truth like this. I haven't heard any of these gurus speak about the essence of truth. That's why people's distresses remain, is because they're not hearing the depth of truth, the real essence. Yeah, that's why people are awakening here, those who do patiently listen here. Yeah, go ahead there, Sachi. Great verse.
Having bathed the Lord, accompanied with the chanting of Vedic mantras, the devotees dried the Lord's body. They dressed him in fresh new clothes and smeared his transcendental and exquisite body with fragrant sandalwood paste. They cleaned Lord Vishnu's throne and arranged everything properly, and the Lord sat on the throne, which was truly his. Lord Nityananda held the umbrella over the Lord's head, while one of the more fortunate devotees began to whisk the Lord with a chamara. The devotees collected the paraphernalia for offering worship to the Lord, and began to worship him. Their offering tray was packed with charnamrita, fruits, achimani, incense, fragrant oil, lamps, new clothes, Brahman thread. As is customary, they worshipped him with 16 ingredients, applying sandalwood paste on tulsi manjaris. They offered them at his lotus feet. The Gopal mantra, consisting of 10 syllables, was chanted while they offered worship, following strictly the rules of this particular worship. All the devotees were offering their prayers to him. All the stalwart associates of the Lord, like Advaitacharya, fell before the Lord's feet like rods, and offered full obeisances to him. All the devotees were experiencing spiritual love for the Supreme Lord, and tears cascaded down their cheeks. Next page. Tears cascaded down their cheeks, mingling and mingled and flowed like a river. They constantly chanted verses eulogizing the Lord, and the Lord heard everything with great satisfaction. They prayed, "All glory to the Lord of the universe. Kindly direct your merciful glance on this world, now ablaze with the threefold suffering. All glory to the original cause of everything, the maintainer of everyone. You have invented to inaugurate the congregational
See,
chanting."
it's a threefold misery causing suffering in the world. Threefold miseries. This is in Bhagavad Gita, a beautiful book, to help us understand why are people suffering. Threefold miseries. Miseries of the body and the mind and emotions. See, this is all three of these to do with that. Miseries of the body include the mind and the emotions. See, the people are suffering because being attacked by this miseries to do with this, and miseries from other living beings. They coming by and bothering you, always harassing you. And it's getting more. See, the harassing's becoming more. People are becoming more harassed. See, so it's heightened everything. And that could be a good thing because this is the way out. I mean, this is, even if you were harassed, it's like you're not harassed when you transcend the threefold miseries. This is the best way to get rid of the threefold miseries is you transcend them. You neutralize them. This is the most powerful way to neutralize the threefold miseries. People are trying to neutralize those miseries in other ways. See, by taking aspirins, big pharma. See, they go, "Oh, I'm miserable. My body's miserable." Oh yeah, go to the doctors with these big pharmas and all. Get this stuff is going to lead to more trying to counteract it by these things. And the best way to counteract all of this is, of course, if you're really sick, you got to go to a doctor or something. You got to be practical and common sense sometimes. But there's a lot of stuff they creating problems now to cause reactions of fear, and they give you solutions. It's just like a money game. This is the Maya is very intense now, and causing a lot of miseries in people, miseries of the body and the mind, miseries of other living entities, and miseries of the demigods. See, demigods cause the natural disturbances. But now the miseries have been doubled. You know how? Because not only the demigods causing the natural, which they're just balancing everything out, we got the demons getting in on the act. The demons and the Rakshasas have been given power under the authority of God right now to increase those miseries. Now they are generating these weather events artificially, in a sense. See, so the miseries have been doubled and tripled, and controlling like this, and it's all, again, it's all ordained by the Lord, and it can work in two ways. People either want to get out of here, or it'll drive people to counteract these miseries by the way we're talking here, because all I'm talking about is the way recommended in the Vedas. See, become purified. Get your ignorance destroyed by hearing the truth. What's really going on. Where is the source? Like how to connect with the source, how to awaken the spiritual body, how to relish God's transcendental body, how to learn to chew that and not just chew material food and always just acting on a material platform, because you can't get over these miseries that way. They're always trying to counteract it in some material way because they don't have Veda knowledge, true knowledge, complete knowledge. See, the knowledge here, given here, can counteract these threefold miseries, which is really well needed right now. That's why the Lord came as Krishna. That's why the Lord came as Jesus, comes as Lord Chaitanya. They're saviors. They save us from misery. See, by knowledge, Veda, deeper knowledge. Yeah, so, I mean, this is fantastic. I mean, I just love this service to help people stop being miserable, and to stop these miseries in not an artificial way, but in a way that works forever. And once it becomes natural, like breathing, I mean, I can't imagine not engaging in pure devotional service and having my miseries gone. Who wants to be miserable? This is the way, and if anybody comes, that's why I say do 30 days here. You'll probably be convinced, if you really want to be free of your miseries. You'll see people free of miseries here because they're engaged in their spiritual activities, which is the whole purpose of incarnating on this planet, is to become self-realized. See, the dark purpose is to come here to enjoy the world and become more entangled. That's stupidity. And most people don't, they can't get above that stupidity. It's coming here. And like I said, yesterday, that when Lord Vishnu winds up everything, and that includes all of us identifying the self as the material energy, mind or body. When that's all wound up, we go with it because we're meditating on it. We follow that winding up thing. But if we use this opportunity to awaken our spiritual body and its relationship with the Lord, the transcendental Lord, when the Lord winds up everything, we're not meditating on the world. We don't identify. We identify ourselves as spirit in worship, in relationship to the transcendent Lord. So this winds up, and what's left is only the spiritual world. But this happens even before that, because that's a long time from now, before the Lord winds up the whole thing. See? So we can do this now and transcend the world even now. Here, this is a great test, actually. See how far you've advanced. Because as all this stuff is coming, how do you feel? Are you locked into the fear and running here and there and going for this and think you need the government to take care of every little thing and to solve all these problems? That's all they're doing. They want us. They're creating all these problems so that we go to them for everything. For our money, our little, they're going to give this universal income thing. See? Oh, and if you don't take this, you're not going to be able to go to the movies. Oh, you won't be able to go to the football games. See, a lot of people, oh, really? Or you won't be able to go on fly here and there and everywhere. See, this is the Maya, this illusion. See, they create problems, and they say, oh, is this a big problem for you? You can't go fly here and there. Oh, you can't put your kids in school unless they get this. Oh, don't you know isn't that important? See, to a spiritual person, I ain't going to put them. Why should I put them in the schools? They were getting conditioned anyway. Oh, but the kid's saying, oh, but I got to go to school. I got my friends there. And the parents, okay, well, go get the thing and go to school. See, that's weakness. See, you want strength? The Lord gives everything, man. That's what I'm finding. He gives me intelligence. He gives me heart. He gives me strength of heart, not weakness of heart. He gives everything. Purification, understanding, ecstasy, happiness, spiritual feelings. They're fantastic. He gives me the ability to chew the spirit, man, to eat God, man, to eat his name, which is him. And it's strong, makes you strong food, strong drink. You're intoxicated. Hey, this is the path. You want to overcome all this coming? Oh, you're not afraid enough yet from being out there and listening to all those talking heads, all these materially motivated persons out there, increasing the miseries of it. Oh, you're not ready yet? Well, stay out there for a while, but we're here. We have the solution here. This is a solution. Bhagavad Gita even identifies, there are threefold miseries that the world is being battered by. And he's given you can counteract that like we're doing here. Come to Sadhusanga. Hear these truths, man. Hear the truth about what's really going on the inside, behind the scenes. You ever see movies, people identify with it, and then you see these where they show you, well, this is how we made the movie and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you realize, oh, it's just a movie. Okay? This is what you get, understand coming and associating with people who have real knowledge, complete information. You understand? Yeah, this is how the Maya is going. You see, the Lord has Shiva out there, and he's using his little servants there to lie, to cheat, and everything, to destroy everything here. That's what they do. We're in a destructive phase. Oh, really? I didn't know. I thought it was about a big war between, people fighting for, the way it was in capitalism, and the new Marxists coming in and them fighting each other. Well, that's all there. That's just lack of knowledge, a lack of understanding that we're just in a destructive phase. The Lord is allowing this to happen. So how should I spend my time? Well, I'm going to spend my time trying to fight this. I mean, and when I look at this now from this perspective, I think, oh my God, all this, they're acting out of lack of information and knowledge. This is why you have to encounter a disciplic line to get this information and this knowledge. And it's got to be the real line, really, because these people, they're very weak in the knowledge they're sharing, because it's not realized. They're not realizing the spiritual form. They're not understanding their relationship with the transcendental Lord. See, that's where the strength comes. That's where the intelligence to understand these Vedic scriptures come. See, and then you promote those realized thoughts of the Vedas, which are actually God's as it is thoughts. Very powerful. People get freedom. See? People become set free. The Bible verse that Jesus quoted, that is so right on, I've been anointed by the Spirit of the Lord to free the captives. See, people are captivated by this jail, this Maya. They don't know it. They're in jail. A lot of people are in jail, but they don't even know it. They're suffering and miserable, and they don't know why. See, so when you're anointed by the Spirit of the Lord, anointed by the Spirit of the Lord. If you don't have the spirit of devotion, you're not anointed. You don't have much power to do anything significant. You got to be anointed by the spirit of devotion, man. See? Then everything comes from that, the power to set the captives free. See, that's why some devotees here, they're not empowered enough. Why can't I do anything? Why can't I do anything? Well, you got to increase the potency. You got to, increase your taste for an awakening. See, making that advancement. And then the more that increases, that relationship between your soul and the Supreme Soul, the Lord said, oh, now I can do something really significant in this world and start liberating people from the illusion. Otherwise people are caught in there. Trump can't help you with this. Dr. Fauci can't help you with your awakening your spiritual body, or Bill Gates, or any of these guys people worship. The masses worship these guys, Trumps or Bidens. They got to have some hero. To a real devotee, they're no hero. They ain't my hero. They can't help me. They can't. All they have, whenever people that have personal self-interest cannot help you very well. Maybe they can do a little something, but they've got a lot of motive behind their actions, material motive, self-interest for their own selfish aggrandizement. And you have to lose to facilitate that. See, this is everything is turned around here. See, so my motive, or anybody's motive here, is you get you understand the truth. The truth is the motive to be here is to taste this worship. You're worshiping God publicly. And not only does it benefit you in this worship and give a great happiness, but it benefits others too who are there looking at this. See? Then they learn something significant. What? I never saw a person that enjoyed worshiping God in a transcendental spiritual way. I've never seen this. This is very unique. This is the way Lord Chaitanya did. That's how you transcend material personal motive. That's a false ID, and people are cultivating that and getting very strong in it. So much so that, well, for me to win, I have to kill so many people. This is what it's come down to. For them to win what they want, so many people have to perish, and who cares? This is the idea of psychopath. You heard of the term psychopath? No empathy. That's where it goes. They're becoming seared, because they're so motivated. Or you get contaminated by associating them, believing in liars and cheats and those kinds of persons. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. All of those guys with a pink sweater and everything is the wolves and sheep. Anyway, they're doing also, in a sense, they're part of the plan of the Lord. And so the deeper of a relationship we have, we could see, okay, well, this could be useful. Hey, man, we have you ready? You want to opt out of this? You want to see the game going on over there? Do you want to overcome these threefold miseries that's plaguing everybody? You can't buy yourself buy yourself free from these threefold miseries. Bill Gates doesn't have enough money to get free of the threefold miseries. You can't eat organic enough. A lot of people think, well, I'll eat organic, I'll do all these things to get free of the threefold miseries. You'll still be plagued by them. Maybe it'll be a little better, but they'll be there. You can see you eating organic and everything, and then these people come out. You got to think, I'm going to have a nice, healthy body. And then these people come out and say, hey, man, we're going to inject you. Or you're sitting there, I'm not saying not to eat organic. It's great, eat organic, do all these things. But don't think that it's going to save you permanently. It ain't. You're thinking, look at me, I'm purifying my body and eating organic, and the chemtrails are getting you. You don't think that's poisoning you? How you stop that, my friends? So don't believe is the full answer. All these toxic metals we're breathing in. And I'm going to be free of being organic and in the mode of goodness. And I ain't strong enough now. None of that. See? But what we're doing is, let it come. If you can taste this holy name, you're a liberated soul and set free. That's my work here. And I'm happy. I get more happy when I see others doing that. When I see Amy inspired by these lectures, like you don't think I'm inspired, man. I love this truth that is downloaded here. It's like I feel like God is playing me. I love it, man. It's like the instrument is enjoying being played. Otherwise, you're going to be played by his Maya, by the shadow. You're going to be played by his instruments out there. Fauci's and the Bill Gates and the Bidens, you're going to take sides. Oh, I'm for Trump. I'm for Biden. All that. You're going to be played. They're playing you, man. They're playing you in 9/11. They played you. They played the thing. This is Maya dues. Okay, there's a draconian influence coming to lock everything down, and they're playing everybody to do it. See? Deceitfully and all that. Now, the option is, that's our nature, is to be played. So who do you want to be played? Well, I like being played by God, personally, by the transcendental Lord, not by this nebulous God that nobody knows and they speculate about. No, by this Lord, man. It's very specific, man. very, very clear. His Veda, in the line, is very nicely explained, and you can feel it. You can feel these verses because ecstasy is awakened. Yeah. I like being played by God. God does you right, man. Krishna does you right. You become his flute. Everything comes from that in a beautiful, wonderful way. Okay? Everything, your knowledge, real knowledge is increased, real understanding, how to overcome issues, effortlessly even. What do you think, Amy? Is this good advice, you think?
It's very, very good advice, and I really like the way you said that. I mean, you're being played either way. I mean, you're being played out there, but it's not for your benefit, and it's only hurting you. So, be played in the way where it's beneficial and helpful to not only yourself but to people around you. When you're in the right state of mind, well, you're in this type of state of mind, you are helpful to other people. You can be of use. If you're affected by these threefold miseries all the time, you're not helpful to anybody because you're just a mass chaos.
Yeah.
So,
very weakened by that.
Yeah. Very weakened. Yeah, you can't help your children, you can't help your family, you can't help your friends. Everything's confusion. Yeah. So this alleviates or gets rid of the confusion and clears the fog. And then because of that, you feel on an even keel because you're seeing what's really happening out there. Yeah. It's not like it doesn't affect you as much because you have this almost like you're in on the joke, or the prank. Like the prank isn't pranking you anymore because you know what the prank is, so you can watch it happening. Yeah. And then not when it does affect you, you can quickly remember, wait a minute. I'm falling for the trick. I'm falling for the trick again. I'm not falling for that trick because I already know the trick. So when it happens, you can just remember that, I'm not falling for it. Don't trick me again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yeah, this is why we need to see. This is people just lack knowledge of our position. See, people don't know their position. See, so our position, they have the Varnashram Dharma, and that's done on the propensities in our bodily propensities and mental propensities. But that's not us. See, so they don't know their Sanatan Dharma, eternal position as a soul. See, this is the level we're working on here. Prabhupada started, get aware of your position in the Varnashram Dharma, of your propensities from the modes, pushing to kind of use it for Krishna and stuff like that. See, okay, you've done that for 50 years now. Okay, now who's ready to cultivate who you really are? Your real spirit soul, man. You're a marginal person. You either serve the Maya predominantly, or you serve the spiritual manifestation of the Lord, which we teach here, how to connect with that. See, how to cultivate that relationship, how to awaken it and cultivate it and maintain it. See, so it gets stronger, and then the propensities to serve the Maya are diminished more and more and more. See, this is a practical way out of this being caught up in the Maya wholly and solely and totally, and just jerked around by the modes of nature perpetually, one material body after another, simply because you're meditating on it, identifying with it, you think it's all in all. See? That's why every day, we're regularly cultivating, we're making spiritual advancement instead of material advancement, which is easy. All you have to do is turn on Facebook, turn on the TV, and you make material advancement. You just are pulled right in. See, this here, you're pulled right out. Because now we're meditating on deeper truth. It becomes more attractive. If people patiently listen to this, it's like you're attracted out of this. It's like, yeah, this threefold is, wow, interesting. Yeah, well, this is deeper truth. People don't know this. They're attracted to lies and to cheating because it's our nature. We need to be attracted to something, you know, and so if we're predominantly looking at the world and worldly people and talking heads talking about the world and all these motives coming to drag us deeper into it, this is the Lord's Maya. See? Or, see, come here, sadhu sangha. This is why the Lord said, I'm easily attained in real sadhu sangha. Real means you got real devotees who have real devotion. They're devoted to the truth. See? Devoted to the transcendental truth. They're devoted to those feelings that come from that from hearing truth. Yeah, I feel so relieved, purified. See these words come: bliss, ecstasy, rapture, everything from being devoted to the transcendental truth and hearing that. It's like, whoa, this is really enlivening. See, that's all death out there. It makes you more zombified. Even though people they're really moving around, they're moving around, talking, doing all these things and all that. But what is motivating? Motive passion. See, that ain't much, that's motive passion, moving around, making things, talking about the illusion, being an illusion. And so people in the modes, that's all they do, wholly and solely. Whatever mode they're predominantly in is what they're expressing. Okay? Here, what do you hear expressing for 3-4 hours a day? See, the mode of pure goodness. What is that? Define it, experience it, taste it, relish it, teach it to the world. Pure goodness. What is pure goodness? What is Shuddha Bhakti? We make that our reality here. And I'm not here to, well, let me give you a class today. Well, actually, Varnashram, let's talk about the body and what its propensities and how you need to do your duties, and then practice and discipline yourself to follow regulations and mandates and everything of the scriptures. And we'll spend our all talking about that. No, let's go on the level of the soul. Isn't that more? So people that really want this, they'll come here. Why not? Where are you going to get this kind of teaching? But if it's somewhere, great. Because, maybe the Lord has other servants teaching practically about the level of the soul, which is so rare, by the way, of anybody even knowing much about it. You can't see it. How can you talk about something that 99% of the world can't see or doesn't even know exists? You have to have a lot of experience in this realm. It's like cold canvassing for something that nobody, can you imagine you have a product that nobody knows about? How are you going to sell its benefits? See? This is why to teach who God really is and what he likes, you have to have some experience of this transcendental realm. There's no other real way to do it. That's why the Lord came here and his devotees came here. That's how this will be perpetuated. Otherwise, people getting superficial stuff, superficial religious teachings full of speculations, not very powerful. It's religion, materially motivated religion. Yeah. What power is in that? You got to be awakened, see? You have to have that second birth that Jesus is talking about. You got to be born of the word of an experienced devotee, an experienced father and mother, see, who is fathered by God and by God's word, either in this life or a previous life, and nurtured with this devotion to a mature stage. That's guru. That's what you need to associate. If anybody thinks, I don't need anybody like that to associate with, well, you're a little bit crazy. You don't really know things very, it's not, you think you get that kind of association in every lifetime? Yeah. People are in religion. People are in Christianity, in Vaishnavas, And in this whole life, they may not recognize what they're worshiping. You know, you come here, you'll very quickly recognize who those persons are worshiping who don't come here. Like Amy, you're recognizing more of the truth about Krishna and Radha than these persons who've been following rules and mandates and everything all their whole lives, some of them, and don't know as much as you are understanding because you're coming in the real door. This is real, man. That is all leading to this. See, where you start to feel this relationship with God. It's about feeling. So you awaken spirit, you get spiritual feelings. You know, all of a sudden, not only are we in God, but God is in us. We feel it. There's nothing like that. No better anything than that. Everything is in that. So, Amy, read us a little bit now. What do you got? What book you got? You got to have something. What book? What book are you reading?
I have the Bhagavad Gita, but I don't have any books yet. I'm still waiting.
Read chapter 8.
Chapter 8. Okay. Chapter 8.
Thank you, Sachi. Great reading.
Okay, chapter 8. Attaining the Supreme. Arjuna inquired, "O my lord, O supreme person, what is Brahman? What is the self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me." Well, this is perfect because I wanted to know this too. I don't.
Read that verse again.
Okay.
Slowly.
Okay. Arjuna inquired, "O my lord, O supreme person, what is Brahman? What is the self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me."
Yeah, you see, he's asking an authority. The Lord knows all this, right? And we can know this too if we come in disciplic line and listen to those who are more mature in this understanding, because the Lord will use them to preach this. The ones who really know these things are the ones who say, "I don't really know. The Lord knows everything." See, so this is how we're put in the right position to know. And it's always like this. So Arjuna came in disciplic line. So when you perfect the way of approaching this very confidential knowledge, is you go to a person who is authorized, who the Lord is actually using in a transcendental way, and you start to ask these kinds of questions. And these questions are answered actually because in that association we discuss these. This is the most important thing, information to the Lord and to his real devotees. This is the essence of life here. See, if people are not having these conversations and asking these questions, especially in authoritative places, then it's like your life is pretty much you didn't really do anything much in this life, and you'll definitely take another birth. And you didn't learn anything of much consequence. See? This is solid. This is gold. This is where it's all leading. You find this, you found the door that goes into the eternal realm forever. So go ahead, let's see what Prabhupada says in that verse. So read the purport. Oh, you're muted there, Amy. Sorry. Got to start again.
Start. Okay. In
Okay.
this,
Oh wait, Teresa Willer's here. Somebody new. Let's say hi to her. Does anybody know Teresa? Hi, Teresa. Yeah. Do you have a microphone? No, you want to say hi? Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming on there, Cruz. Yeah, you can sit there and watch. Stay on with us. Okay, go ahead there. Read a little bit. That's awesome. Thank you, Teresa, for stepping up here. Oh, great. Awesome. All glories to Jesus Christ. Definitely, man. Yeah, go ahead there. Read some more.
in this chapter,
I'm a born again Christian, by the way. Go ahead.
In this chapter, Lord Krishna answers different questions from Arjuna, beginning with, what is Brahman? The Lord also explains karma, fruitive activities, devotional service, and yoga principles, and devotional service in its pure form. The Srimad Bhagavatam explains that the supreme absolute truth is known as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. In addition, the living entity, the individual soul, is also
Okay.
called Brahman.
Okay. You see, this is absolute truth. See? Brahman, Paramatma, and Supersoul. This is all when this goes, this always exists. This is eternal, absolute, eternal truth. This world and all its shadows and illusions is just temporary. People are, when this is all in all to you, you take more births. You get more entangled. You don't know what you're doing. You imagine you're in a spider's web and you just rolling around getting more and more stuck. This is why we need this knowledge. That's why the Lord, he comes and takes the trouble to come here. His devotees come take the trouble to begin the process of extricating the souls out. It's like one of these Green Beret operations, to go right in where this Maya is and it's entangled so many people and start fishing for men. You see, Jesus said, and start pulling people out, try and get their attention, attract them to hear deeper truths, Otherwise, look at all the bullshit you're listening to out there. All it is entangling. It lacks completeness. I mean, all the way up to a devotee of the Lord who has knowledge that the absolute truth is in three features. What kind, like Eckhart Tolle's and David Icke's and all these people, they have some higher consciousness, but they don't know these complete things. They don't know that the Lord is more than just this Brahman, or just, thinking they speculate that, well, actually we're gods, we're God and all this stuff. No, they don't understand how the jiva is also spiritual, how it's eternally part and parcel of that supreme. All this stuff you can learn in disciplic line. And this knowledge is how you transcend this illusion. See, it's true knowledge. See, the truth will set us free. See, this is what Jesus said. You notice he said, I have more to tell you, but you can't bear it. See, could you imagine Jesus come and say, hey, by the way, I want to tell you that God takes the position as a child. Could you imagine? He would have lost everybody. So gradually, but now's the time. See, now Prabhupada wrote all these great books. People have been reading them. Many people do accept that. And those like you, I don't know how much experience you've had before with Vaishnavism, but you didn't even know. And it was like, yeah, I want to know. See, if you're not like that, you show the example that you know that you don't know and you want to know, and you're approaching authorities to learn things as they are. See, so that's the real path. That's why you'll get into the kingdom before many of these gurus and sannyasis and Brahmins who don't hear from those who are actually having experience of the awakened soul. Here you're with somebody you can see with your own eyes has direct experience of the soul, their soul, in relationship with that supreme soul. You can actually see it. It's not a no-show. So you know, oh, devotion to Krishna. I can see it before my eyes. There's a person in their relationship that has devotion to Krishna. See? How else can you learn about devotion to Krishna unless you even see it first? See? Devotion to Krishna is very ecstatic. You know, people don't even know this. They've been following Vaishnavism or religion. Many Christians don't know that devotion to God is it. That's perfection. You got to have that to transcend this material world. Many Christians, no, it's about rules, following rules. Christians, see, same problem. It's called beginners. Same thing in Vaishnava. No, it's about rules and following strictly Varna ashrams and rules or regulations. They don't know. It's about devotion to God. It's about this feeling God's spiritual presence in your bodily temple, man. Having that relationship. Being powered by it, being purified by it. Being happy because of it. See, that is what people need to see in this world to find out where the truth is. You got to see the truth embodied in a body. Make sense there, Amy? I know it's making sense. You got good ears. She got good ears. Cleaned out. She must have somebody clean her ears really well. Yeah. See? Most in religion, you're still in religion when you're not worshiping with this spirit, the spirit of devotion, and you're worshiping the truth because you got a real good, clear understanding of it because of the devotion. Without devotion, you don't understand that truth that you're worshiping very clearly. You don't understand that God you're worshiping very clearly. Devotion reveals all. And you hear from a person that is understanding that truth because of devotion, you don't think your life is going to change for the better? You don't think you're going to transcend this material place of miseries quicker? Come on, man. Go ahead, Amy. Read some more.
Okay. In addition, the living entity, the individual soul, is also called Brahman. Arjuna also inquires about Atma, which refers to body, soul, and mind. According to the Vedic dictionary, Atma refers to the mind, body, soul, and senses also. Arjuna has addressed the...
So read that again. Read that again,
okay.
Slowly.
Okay.
These concepts are deep.
Arjuna also inquires about Atma, which refers...
No, back.
No.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. I made a mistake. Go ahead.
Okay. Arjuna also inquires about Atma, which refers to body, soul, and mind. According to the Vedic dictionary...
Body. Atma means body, soul, and mind. Now, people generally think Atma means the self. People think myself is either the body or the mind or a combination. Yeah, I'm Joe. I'm so and so. I'm this personality. I'm these thoughts, or I'm this body. Yes, I'm Joe Blow. This. See, so people say that's the self. See? But it's an illusory identification. It's like a false ID. It's not who we really are. See, so they use Atma means that because a lot of people believe that, but it's a temporary manifestation. It's like the soul is the soul, and it's been embodied in this physical body and looking at the world and worldly people who are saying, yeah, I'm also Joe Blow or Mary Jane and this body and everything. So we got a bunch of bodies and minds interacting. In other words, nothing's really happening of consequence. It's just all entanglements because people are not even who they actually are. Nobody knows. It's all temporary identifications. That's the whole thing called Maya. Here we are in this world, man. Oh, man, this is my mother, my family and everything and my child and all this. And then when you die or they die or you both are gone, that's finished because not real. It's an illusion. It only happened there, but it seems so real here. That's the illusion. Makes it look so real because everybody's doing it. Everybody's identifying with it. This is real life. You see why you cannot teach this unless you are soul identified, man. Who the heck would understand it? How would you even not, this is the thing. People are identifying with their bodies and minds still and trying to preach Krishna consciousness. What is this? How can you do that? You have to have an experience of your soul. You have to have an experience of that supreme soul. See, now we're getting into reality. That's why you see, we talk about the soul. We talk about reality, what's really real eternally. See, this becomes our reality instead of that in the Maya. See, what good can these guys do out there in the Maya trying to help me understand who I am? And that goes for religion. If you're a religious leader and you don't know your soul, you don't know your spiritual, you don't know your relationship with the Supreme Lord, you can't help me very well to understand that. See, that's why ultimately all of this is leading to meet the real spiritual person. See, they call that guru or preceptor, real one, and then you get your reality back. See, that's why you see all our books teaching. Shukadev Goswami, who was in his transcendental body, see, identifying as a servant of God. See, he spoke to Mars Prikshit, who also became enlightened, became like that, and also went back to the spiritual world. It's always like that. The wives of the Brahmins, they went and talked to the cowherd boys, and they associated and learned about the real Krishna because only they knew. They were in their spiritual bodies. They were ecstatic devotees. If you're not an ecstatic devotee where tears are coming to your eyes and choking in the voice when you're in love with God, then you don't really know God. And you're not, what kind of teacher of God are you? You're superficial, external, speculator. You're going to be speculating. A devotee, they speak what they know. Experience. That's why people get this here. You hear from a devotee, you get God, literally, you get that relationship awakened in you also. There's no other practical way. They know. You got to know the real Atma, not be identifying with the body and the mind as Atma, as myself. See, Vedavyas, he was preaching that, that people, basically just your object of self-realization are a bunch of material rules and regulations and the Varnashram system, be a sannyas and brahmachari, vanapras. Oh, yeah, just spend your whole life meditating on that. That ain't the Atma. That's to do with the body and the mind. Engagement, kind of like a management, a good way to manage things. See, what do we spend our time? Let's identify the soul. Let's awaken the soul in others and their relationship with the Lord. Let's get them to taste this bliss and ecstasy and excitement of knowing the truth, where that's real life. This is you got to be a real guru where you give that life to people because that's real life. The other stuff is not life. It's all body and mind. Bunch of walking zombies out there. That's God, man. Krishna doing that. He said, here, I want to show you the world. These are the movies going. This is what's going on. People are zombie apocalypse. Not alive yet. This is life, man. This is energy. This is truth. This is purification. This is identification with who we really are. Yeah. Go ahead there, Amy. Sorry, I get a little excited here sometimes.
No, I just wanted to comment that when you're talking, I just made me realize about the body. So we are Maya as we're the illusion as well. Not our real soul, but our thoughts, our emotions, because our body. So this, we're always saying, oh, the Maya out here. Oh, the Maya, the illusion out there. It's out our doors. No, it's here. I'm the Maya. It's here inside me too, because I'm this body and all, and these thoughts and my reactions to things. Like,
Yes,
so I
yes,
have to realize I am the illusion. I mean, this illusion's happening inside me as well.
yeah,
So that kind of puts a different little spin on perspective of, because it's just the way we think of things. Oh, the Maya out there, or
yeah, 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 yeah,
gymnastics,
yeah.
Maya, the shopping mall is the Maya. No, the Maya, it's like, I don't know, this illusion is so deep. It's like, so
Yeah,
I just
yeah, it's inside, and that's why people identify with outside. It's there. Birds of a feather flock together. So you're gonna identify with the Maya out there because it's in here. See, but when Krishna's in here, when the spiritual potency's in here, you identify with that, and then you can see that it is out there, and there's less of it inside you because this is the thing that happens here. The modes clear off and you feel it coming out often. Sometimes it's bewildering you, so it's like coming out of you, and you kind of start identifying for a while, but it dissipates, luckily. And so there's more out of you, of the modes, that is the Maya, and more the Krishna, the potency, the devotional potency, the realizations, the revelations, the relationship. See, is more insight. And that's how you get free of that. Then you could still see it, but you don't identify it. You see how unreal it is, how superficial. But they're all identified because the Maya is also inside. So that's a really good point. Thank you for sharing that. See, these realizations come. They come, they start when you hear this truth from the authorized place. See? And person or place, both have got to be there. And then you start to get them directly. All of a sudden you look at these verses and everything because of your faith in the real place and person preaching to you, teaching you this. And then then you develop also faith in Krishna. See, and then you get this, like the guru has. Like when I look at these verses, the Lord shows me all kinds of amazing things. You become like that too. See, it's a win-win. It's not like you're going to be a peon all the time. You get to a bona fide guru, and then you're always going to be down, and he's up. That's all the world. They do that in the world. Worldly people. The devotees who are connected with their source are so fulfilled in that. It's like, and all they start to feel like the Lord. The Lord wants to liberate the souls. Also, we also, because you get the qualities of the Lord. The Lord has compassion, then you become compassionate. The Lord is powerful, you become powerful. You reflect the truth of the Lord. The Lord is purifier, and then you is purified by your word. See, that they're just lacking in hearing the word. The word is very powerful, spoken by a realized soul who's realized their relation with the Lord. That's literally the word of God comes through the inspired devotees who have their relationship. That does something. The Bible, they say, is the inspired word of God. It's been giving people inspiration, even though it has its problems, but still, there's inspiration there. People have become saints from it, even, when they meditate and they chant these verses. Because there is truth there. There is potency there. And that's just how it is. And we need to hear the word, hear that word, because when you hear the word of this kind of truth, conclusive truth, it's God. God is these concepts as they are. God is these Vedas. Lord Chaitanya said, this Bhagavatam is the book incarnation of God. It's not just like any book. All kinds of books are filled with all kinds of concepts, right? All kinds of conceptions and pastimes of worldly people and worldly things. But that's not considered God, the true form of God. That's his Mayic form. It puts you in Maya, and you go in this trance of the world, illusion, and life after life after life. See, this is God. His transcendental form is the Veda as it is, interpreted by a person's realizing his relation or her relationship with God. Very powerful. This sets people free. This wins souls back to the kingdom of God. That's deliverance. You got to be delivered by one who is delivered. See, they're mature. They've been delivered, and they're mature in their realization and revelation and understanding and ecstasy in their relationship. Okay? Now, this is when things move fast, man. That's why they've been in 40 years, 25 years in ISKCON. And they come here and boy, the things move fast. Man, they make, spiritual advancement so quick. Even look, you came, look at you. You're excited. You like transcendental knowledge. You like to hear these talks. Like I like to hear these talks. You like to hear these talks. I feel like, hey, man, I got a friend here who likes these things. Excited about this. I love it, man. Wow, we can be excited together. That goes for everybody else. That's why we're here. See, Sachi can learn a lot from Amy there. You got to show your excitement like her. Let's see the feedback we get here.
Well, I have my moments of excitement.
Yeah, you do.
But I also have my processing moments too.
Yeah, right. Everybody does. Okay, go ahead, Amy. Read some more.
Okay. According to, I read that. Okay. Arjuna has addressed the Supreme Lord as Purusattama, Supreme Person, which means that he was putting these questions not simply to a friend, but to the Supreme Person, knowing him to be the supreme authority able to give definitive answers.
See, and now our only real chance to really get it is you got to come in line. You got to meet a living devotee to speak like that. Otherwise, you're getting you get all these Ritviks, they're not realized. You need to hear it definitively by an experienced person. Well, God is experienced. He knows himself. He knows he's part of he is the spiritual potency. He knows the ins and outs of it by experiencing the spiritual potency. You got to meet somebody like that. Otherwise, you haven't met the real guru. People are just practicing out there. You haven't met a real guru who is devotion to Krishna personified, embodied. Man, when you get truth from them, you get it as it is and clear. And it does stuff. It changes. You have revolutionizes your life. And if you're not strong enough to hear it, you'll be out there practicing, listening to gurus who are playing gurus, and you're playing a follower. You're not a real follower or a real guru yet, until you can prove it. You can prove that people can look at you and say, this person has devotion to Krishna. This person is conclusive, man. Man, when I listen to them, I feel changes in my body. I get revelation and realization. This is what happens here. I'm just commenting on experience in my own self and experience in my teaching over the last 20-something years. If you don't have that situation, that's definitive. You're going to get the definitive truth. It really defines. Define definitive. It becomes really clear. The person knows what they're talking about. They know who they're talking about. Very important. Very rare to find a person who knows who they're talking about spiritually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Text 2. Who is the Lord?
By the way, this should be a lesson for all these Ritviks out there who think, no, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. And this should be a lesson to the living gurus out there who are not quite alive yet. See, when you follow the real teaching in Prabhupada's books, the real message, confidential message in Prabhupada's books, what happens is what you see in this Sangha. People get devotion. People become spiritually enlivened and purified. People become fortified from this Maya. See? That's when you find an authoritative, definitive source. You find Krishna consciousness genuinely and deeply defined. That is our work here. We're here to liberate souls. Literally, in one life, you can get prema. People are already getting it here. And so that's what happens when all the ducks are in the row. See, we had Bhakti Vinod, Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta write all these wonderful books, Goswamis also. And now it's time to preach the confidential message and deliver people, man. We're here to deliver babies. Isn't that nice? You thought you left nursing, the maternity ward there, Sachi, and you actually entered a new one. That's all we're here. You didn't know that I was here to deliver babies too. See, I'm also a nurse. Don't you see? I'm not just nursey. I'm nursing around here. I'm a midwife here to help deliver babies.
Yes, yes.
You didn't know you went from one maternity ward to another one. Go ahead there.
All right. Who is the Lord of sacrifice, and how does he live in the body? Oh, Madhusudana.
See, that people don't know clearly. Who is the Lord of sacrifice, and how does he live in the body? Even in, let's take religion. In religion, in Vaishnavism, in Christianity, most don't know how their God that they're worshiping is living in their body. You know why? Because they haven't performed the greatest sacrifice yet. That awakens his pleasure really deeply. Otherwise, you know him, but not very deeply. See, when you go to work, you're sacrificing your time, following the path of fruit of activity. And you work all day, you put in a good day's work. Say you don't work too much, you work just enough. You come home, you sit down, and you feel, man, I did a good day's work. See, you just please the Lord of sacrifice on that level. But you still think, oh, I feel good. See, you don't think, well, I please God today. See, you don't think that because you're still in the modes. You're not clear about how the Lord is living in your heart. See, doesn't give enough clarity. That's why fruit of activity, fruit of work as a sacrifice to the Lord Vishnu, it's okay. You got to do it. But you got to ultimately know deeper way. How does the Lord live in your heart as the Lord of sacrifice? See, Krishna knows that clearly. Why? Because he performs the highest sacrifice, Shuddha Bhakti. See, this is where you have real knowledge about how that Lord lives in your heart as the Lord of sacrifice. In your body, in your temple. And that's why, again, you got to, if you really want to know the truth and be set free, you got to approach a person who knows the Lord of sacrifice living in their heart. Why? Because they have devotion to the absolute truth. You go to them, now they can teach you how that Lord lives in your heart because they know. Nobody knows. They can teach you how to please that Lord in the highest, deepest way. And nobody else can do that because they're not there. They haven't pleased the Lord like that. You can't even teach people real detachment from the world. See? Because unless you've experienced this level of revelation of how to please the Lord in the best way. The best way the Lord came to activate that in us. We're here to activate that in people too, so that you get knowledge. Oh, wow, the Lord is in my heart, man. I'm experiencing His spiritual experience. Wow, look at these ecstatic emotions awakening inside there. What is this? And then you keep, don't matter, just keep Stay in sadhu sangha. Keep hearing from devotees. Keep chanting together. Keep doing sankirtan, and that just the Lord just keeps awakening in there, awakening, and all of a sudden you realize, wow, you're the Lord of sacrifice here. And I'm just here making you happy. I thought it was me. I thought I was doing all these activities for myself. Me. You transcend automatically I, me, and mine. No, I'm just your servant, Lord. I'm just here to make you blissfully happy. I'm just here to stand up for the truth because you love it. I'm here to do what you love, and I love doing that. See? So you really want to know these truths, you got to go somebody who's experiencing these truths. See? And then you will also experience it. My students, they come very quickly to know how that Lord of sacrifice is living in them, not just intellectually, not from the point of study and memorizing that verse or that purport, but by actual experience. Yeah, man, the Lord's in my heart, man. I'm just here to make him happy. I'm just a fool, man. He just likes this bhakti, man. Therefore, it makes me feel good. Whatever he likes, it seems to be the best thing. Whatever I like in the Maya only just gives me a bellyache, man. I like all this nice, tasty, juicy food, and I eat too much, and I get a bellyache. And I don't understand that the Lord doesn't like bellyaches. I don't like it either. Well, I do understand that, but I don't know it's the Lord that doesn't like the bellyache. I think it's just me. See, because I'm alone in this world. Therefore, where's my woman? Where's my man? See, devotees, you realize, you're the man or woman I've been looking for. I didn't know I needed both, man. I was looking for a man and a woman. Man is conclusive to, are you strong, man? What is a strong? I know you women, you like those big, what they'll call macho guys. Really. I know it's easy. I studied this psychology, man. A lot of women like the machos. There's a reason for that. They like strength, right? Yeah. Where it's all leading is God is the truth, man. You're looking for the strength of the truth. Okay? It's very strong, the truth. Man, busts all the illusion. I have no faith in Fauci's and Bill Gateses and the Lord's illusory warriors out there creating the destruction phase. I have no faith in that. I have faith in the conclusive understanding. It's strong. See? And also devotion. Oh, I love devotion. Don't we all love the devotion? The feminine side. Oh, so nice. Ecstasy and all these mellows, man. Relishing the name, tasting the food, get very strong, very clear. See? This is what makes the Lord happy. This is how to please the Lord. We're here to teach people how to please the Lord in the greatest way that'll make you more happy than anything else you can acquire in this world. Anything else you can do in this world. It is so great to make the Lord happy in your own heart, in your own temple. And then to pay it forward and help others understand the supreme wisdom. You give me a wisdom. Socrates didn't have any wisdom greater than you're hearing right here, that we're hearing right here. I'm also listening very attentively. I love it, man. Okay. See, so the devotees know definitively these truths by experience. Know how to please the Lord in the highest way and want to teach that. At least now we're here to teach that. We're here to awaken that pleasure of the Lord. That's the taste, man. When you like to hear these truths, when you like to chant the Lord's name, when you like to chant these verses in Chaitanya Bhagavat, you like these books, you like Lord Chaitanya. It's all about that. We're all here to increase people's appreciation of the true Lord. Oh, Radhe, she's trying to come. But anyway, you didn't make it there, Radhe. You need stronger internet. Go ahead there. This is getting exciting. You like this, Amy?
Yes, yes. And I was just thinking, we don't really always know what we want or like. Like we're out there searching, what do I like? What do I like? And you're right, it always causes misery. But what we like, we don't realize is what the Lord likes. And so when you say, oh, I'm pleasing, I just want to do what you like, maybe someone could take that, well, what about me? Why am I left out here? I don't, but that's the thing, because what you like is what the Lord likes. People just don't realize that. They're always trying to find out, what do I like? And what do I like? And normally, always doesn't get anywhere, usually causes pain. But I was just thinking that whole concept of like what the Lord likes. You'll know what the Lord likes because you will feel that the pure pleasure of it, not this, shadow pleasures.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You see, the it's the Lord liking things in this world too, but it's always a mixture. See, the Lord saying, "Well, you have a separate interest than me, but still, I have to like it too because, and also not like it." So people are getting experience in the world because we're built to serve the Lord. So here we're in the Maya, thinking, "Oh, well, I'm going to serve the Lord by making a lot of money. And then I'll feel, you see, you still think I, me, and mine. So everything's unclear.
Yeah.
We're in this hall of mirror. We don't know that, okay, so you go and say you make a lot of money and you kind of feel kind of good about it. But then you also, maybe there's a cost to it. It's not perfect. And so you're going to feel that the Lord is also feeling that inside, because we're connected with the Lord. And that's part of, because he's feeling it, we're feeling it. And so gradually, over many, many lifetimes, we get this kind of opportunity. Okay. Then the Lord says, okay, I want to take all your suffering away. Because here, when I please the Lord, man, there's no down. I get no bellyache, zero, no bellyache. All I do is get clarity. It's like, wow, man, look at this. Man, Lord, this is your happiness. Well, when I started realizing this, and it came from a lot of ecstatic worship, it just starts, I thought I was ecstatic at first. I would chant and I would thought, oh, I'm just feeling all this ecstasy. And then gradually just keep, and by and by, all of a sudden I said, holy mackerel, you're the one feeling this. Therefore, I'm feeling this. See, that's when you awaken to your position. You're just a servant to make the Lord in your own heart happy. You're a Pujari. This is all that stuff. Yeah, Pujari of Krishna, right there, Karuna. We're just Pujari.
Attain, Maharaj. Welcome back.
We're here just to facilitate the happiness of God. And that is such great happiness in knowing that and feeling that. That is the true detachment from this world. See, the Lord is saying, oh, now you know this is the secret. Now you really know me. Now you really know yourself and your position. And I tell you, man, that's freedom. It really is. Now the Maya says, okay, now I, taught you all you need to learn, about, the inferior happiness in the world. Now just go on. All will be overcome by this kind of worship of God with great happiness, his happiness. See? And which is both Radha and Krishna. See, the Lord inside wants to taste it all, wants a devotion to Krishna, devotion to God, devotion to Christ. See, the devotion's got to be there and the revelation's got to be there. It's important. They go together. You can't separate. It's just like they're married. It's a marriage. Okay? That's what we do here. This is all about this kind of stuff. Go ahead there.
Okay.
And anytime you want to put a comment, something comes up, just put it out.
Okay.
Everybody but Karuna. Just joking.
I read this. All right. Who is the Lord of sacrifice, and how does he live in the body? Oh, Madhusudana. And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? Purport. Lord of Sacrifice may refer to either Indra or Vishnu. Vishnu is the chief of the primal demigods, including Brahma and Shiva, and Indra is the chief of the administrative demigods. Both
Yeah.
in
So the Lord of Sacrifice also lives in the heart as Vishnu. See, and so you notice when Brahmins, one of the qualities of being a Brahmin is you discipline yourself and you do regulations like this and you start to feel happy because you're doing that. But that's still not pure devotional service, not pure happiness. It's happiness because you're living a regulated life and you're doing discipline and meditations and fastings. So you feel naturally happy doing these things, but it's still not completely it. See, again, the Lord is happy in your heart too, but you're not fully aware of his greatest happiness. His greatest happiness is devotion. And that's still not in being a Brahmin yet. Unless you're a Brahmin like Prabhupada, there's a difference. You can be in any position, a Brahmin, sannyasi, guru, Sudra, anything. But you can also know the Lord in any position. See, if you come through the right door, in the right teaching and the right teacher. See? So that's the right place to get this, and then you can know the Lord deeply by hearing from real devotees, associating with them, serving them like this. And then, and then you get the deeper experience beyond even what a Brahmin does. See, like a Brahmin could spend their whole lives being a Brahmin or a sanya or even a guru and say you regulate everything, get a certain power, a certain kind of happiness. But you don't get this kind of happiness. This is Shuddha Bhakti. But a person that's never done any of that, but you come here and you listen here, there's so much spiritual power here that you can get an experience of Shuddha Bhakti here, spiritual truth beyond this mode of goodness thing. So you surpass even Brahmins or sannyasis or many of these gurus, simply because you're here where this higher truth is being disseminated. This higher ecstatic worship is being disseminated. See how that works? It all depends on who you actually know, who you are associating with. Okay, go ahead.
Lord of Sacrifice may refer. Oh, I read that already. I'm sorry. Where was I? Oh, both Indra and Vishnu are worshipped by yajna performances.
Yagna.
Yajna performances. But here, Arjuna asks, who is actually the Lord of...
See, the Lord is worshipped by sacrifice. Say like fruitive activity. You're worshiping the Lord on that path, but you got to do something. So you got to engage in fruitive activity to get the result of that feeling. I did my work. I feel good. See? Or I did too much work. Sometimes you do too much work and I'm burnt out. So you got to feel that too. See? So say that last sentence again. I kind of...
Okay. But here Arjuna asks, who is actually the Lord of Sacrifice? And how the Lord is residing within the body of the living entity.
Yeah. So, how is he doing it? And who is that Lord of Sacrifice? So the more we know what makes the Lord the happiest is the more we know the Lord. Yeah. The closer we're getting. See, like even, like Krishna says a very interesting verse. He says, actually, those who are engaged in austerity, regulative devotional service, pious deeds and everything cannot please me as much as a person engaged in pure devotional service. So he's inferring that he is pleased people doing these things. And you feel it inside. I know when I did austerity, I felt happy inside. I love when I fast for 30 days. I felt usually pretty good, really good sometimes, phenomenally good. But it's still, pleasing the Lord more is pure devotional service. These activities here, hearing, chanting, remembering, amongst real society of real devotees, more intimate devotees, is the most pleasing to the Lord. More pleasing than these other activities, even fastings and regulative things and pious deeds, which gives some pleasure to the Lord, but this gives the most. So Lord Chaitanya came to get this really clear. We're also here to make this really clear in revival, that this is the best way to make the Lord the most happiness. You're going to get the most detachment in this, because you'll see you're not even you realize, oh, this is my happiness is in serving God. That's where you'll attain Vrindavan. That's their mood. They know their happiness is in serving Krishna, in remembering Krishna, in seeing Krishna, in chanting his name, in his pastimes, singing them and everything. They don't need anything else. They realize Krishna's happiness is our happiness. See? This is what people learn here. This becomes your reality. See, we're speaking this into reality. We're showing this reality. Very powerful. Okay, go ahead.
Arjuna addresses the Lord as Madhusudana because Krishna once killed a demon named Madhu. Actually, these questions, which are of the nature of doubts, should not have arisen in the mind of Arjuna, because Arjuna is a Krishna-conscious devotee. Therefore, these doubts are like demons. Since Krishna is so expert in killing demons, Arjuna here addresses him as Madhusudana so that Krishna might kill the demonic doubts that arise in Arjuna's mind. Now the word prayana kale in this verse is very significant, because whatever we do in life will be tested at the time of death. Arjuna is very anxious to know.
By the way, I wouldn't say the doubts are demoniac, because he wants to know these things. This is intelligence. If you don't ask these questions, then you don't have any intelligence yet, much. You have material intelligence. This is a person who wants to get out. That's very intelligent. The Lord's giving him that intelligence. It's not demoniac at all. I don't know why that's in there, but it is. But, I just want to, there's another side to this. Now, demoniac doubts could be there. People, you ever come into people that are just doubtful and they don't want to know anything more? Matter of fact, they're a big hindrance for people. If you're weak and you're around these doubtful people, you know what doubtful, here's practical. Here we're preaching this every day, showing this every day, showing the highest truth here, distinguishing it from illusion, so many of them. And doubtful people come, many of them are gurus and leaders, spiritual leaders, or their followers. Oh, what are you doing there? See, they doubt what we're doing here. Mm-hmm. See, therefore they can't participate. That's demoniac. They don't even, if you have doubt and you're doubtful and you don't want to know, that's a bit demoniac. But to be in inquiry, like in doubt, I would be in doubt. I'm not looking for blind followers. I'd rather see people stay here and be not artificially convinced, but convinced by logic and by discrimination and by deliberation, critical thinking, Otherwise, what do we got? We got some forced compliance or something. Isn't that right there, Janaki?
That's right. You're always right. Once your eyes are opened and you can really see, you're right. You're always right.
It's because it's Krishna who's right, actually. He knows everything. All we do is discuss his truths here. Okay, we got a redhead coming here. Let's see the redhead. There she is, the redhead.
Hey, hello.
I Love Lucy is here. Lucille Ball.
Who's Lucy?
Thank you for coming there, Radhe.
Yeah, I'm always doing my best to come.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead there. Read some more.
Okay. Now the word prayana kali in this verse is very significant because whatever we do in life will be tested at the time of death. Arjuna is very anxious to know of those who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness. What should be their position at that final moment? At the time of death, all the bodily functions are disrupted, and the mind is not in a proper condition. Thus, disturbed by the bodily situation, one may not be able to remember the Supreme Lord. Maharaj Kolesekara, a great devotee, prays.
You know, this is what's unclear in Vaishnavism, in religion, actually. People think, well, let me just remember Krishna. I'll be chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So they're practicing all the time, so that at the time of death, they'll remember Krishna. But that's still superficial. You got to go deeper than that. See, the deeper thing is we remember Krishna with bhakti, with devotion. Then it becomes a lifestyle now.
Yeah.
You got to get it as a life. Otherwise, what is it? Hare Krishna, and you didn't awaken devotion yet. You think you're going to remember? Even here, people don't remember. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. They're thinking about the world and the worldly things, and all this stuff is there. See, they haven't transcended. Because when you're transcending, you're chanting Krishna's names and pastimes, you're 100% there. Because it's so attractive. It's so wonderful to feel love for God, to feel this grace. There's nothing like it. This is attractive. And so that's what devotees who are practicing like this will remember at the time of death. Okay? There is one case you can understand in the law books of the next 10,000 years from Prabhupada. Jade Bharat, he was on the level of Bhav. We have devotees here beyond Jade Bharat. In his level, he was on just the level of Bhav. He would do his devotional practices. He was doing austerities, and he felt Bhav in the heart, this love for God. It was there, but not to the point of like intense tears and all this. But he was making great progress. But then a deer came along. He needed a helpless deer. And that was lost its mother. And so he became the mother for this deer, and he forgot about his practices, and he just started to, like live for the deer. And people who have families should think about this too. Also, hey, Lokaji, welcome. Thank you for coming. Yeah. So, yeah. So, he just started to, nurse the deer, and he forgot about doing bhajan. He started, people do that here. Sometimes they forget about coming to sadhu sangha. They get it. Oh, well, I'm so busy. I got this and this and this. See, it's practical stuff. So he's now, and you bond with all these material important things you're doing, and all of a sudden you don't get attracted to this anymore. And so you say you just die. And you've been bonding with all your important stuff in the world, right? That's what you think about. See? So here we're immerse ourselves so much in talking about Krishna, and it's very interesting. It holds our attention, becomes really more intense. Becomes so intense, it becomes ecstatic. It goes into symptoms of bhav and more. Prema is tears, profuse tears just pouring down your eyes. Mucus coming out of your nose, man, going through so many of these. You don't think it's going to be easier for you to remember Krishna? You say, if I die in the middle of all that, what am I going to be thinking about? So this is the practice here. So Jade Bard had to take another birth as a deer, but then he realized, he said, oh boy, I ain't gonna. And he just stayed around ashrams and was always meditating like this, even as a deer. So that's a lesson of the Bhagavatam. Here we practically apply that. There are people, they go and they end up, and it's always a big lesson if they make it back. You don't know, you might die, when you're out there, playing around with the Maya, and then all of a sudden you don't have that devotional feelings anymore because you're not around devotees who have those feelings. You don't know how precious this is. This is like, you think gold is precious? Oh my God, the feelings the devotees have here are the most precious substance, not only in this world, in the whole universe. Whole universe is rare stuff here, kind of bhakti. This is the real gold. Yeah, Lord Chaitanya taught this himself. Devotees teach it. I teach it too because it's gold. This is golden. This is the pearl. What do you think Jesus was talking about? Pearl of great price. That's what you see here every day. That's what many devotees are relishing. That pearl, man, tasting it. Pearls are coming out of their mouth. This bhakti, man. See, and to give this up, some leave, and go and they dry up like prunes and give these prune classes. They lose it. See, so yeah, anyway, that's the teaching. That's why I think it's a great privilege for me. I just love, the Bhagavatam, these stories are not just stories. These are how to attain God, man, permanently. Finish this. You better be focused, man. You come here, you get focused on the task at hand. See, the Bhagavatam is all truths. See, it cuts right through the bustard, the bullshit, man. Just cuts through the Maya, man. Just, this Maya is always lulling us into the world and important dude. See, this is how Maya perpetuates, like a river going a certain direction. And this here just turns the direction. You just immediately go towards Krishna. And so you got to get immersed a lot in this. So it turns that flow towards Krishna's, truth, transcendental truth, and we transcend the material illusion. See, then death comes. See, death of the body comes. Where are you going to go? If you're thinking about the world and your family and my mother and my children and into another body. Oh, you want more children and everything. Sorry, you can't get, the way the world is, you can't get the same children. They're gone, man. They're, bodily identified as a body and a mind, and they come back as something else too. And you're over here and they're over there. And, you just do it again and again and again and again. Are you ready to get off that stage yet? Anybody? Go ahead. How do you like our new friend there, Lokaji? Amy.
Amy glows.
She does, doesn't she?
She is such a bhakti. Yeah.
Sparkles, man.
Yeah, she's in the zone.
So totally. How you doing over there? Are you in Australia, right?
I'm in Australia. It's freezing cold, and we're all suffering COVID lockdowns, and I'm just being a hermit yogi.
Oh yeah. Boy, they're real draconian over there, huh? They're really taking charge.
Oh yeah. Mandatory vaccinations at the crossroads of the ages.
Yeah. Have they enforced it now? Is it like
pretty much? They're getting there. They're pretty much getting there.
My brother-in-law also lives in Australia.
Really? What part? Yeah. It's a big place.
Yeah, in Queensland.
Queensland. Well, I'm in Melbourne. It's a bit colder.
How can they enforce? The thing is, it is enforced because it's all experimental. It's like it's like what the Nazis did. They forced people to be vaccinated and to experiment on them, and so they're doing the same thing.
You can't travel interstate. You can't work. You can't. Yeah. So this is all coming.
Yeah.
So,
So, what are the people complying? Are they getting ready to like really try to rebel? What do you think? Are they going in more in compliance?
well, all my spiritual friends see through it, and all the I hate the word karmies, but all the program people are complying. Yeah,
They comply, and there are more of them, right?
yeah, totally. Yeah, but they have to for work and to travel. Like they're shutting everything down to
Mhm.
destroy us, and so people are losing their jobs. People are poor on the streets, can't know where to live. But it's just we're at the crossroads of the ages. I believe
Yeah,
this.
it really
So
is, isn't it? Yeah,
it
it's
really
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
Excuse my
it's
friend.
heavier over there. See, a lot of this is coming everywhere. And so it's going there, instituted there more. Could you imagine living there? We're in America, and it's not quite like that, although you could see the seeds of it, sowing the seeds. Like, yeah, the president's secretary saying, now we're coming door to door with the shots. They're just totalitarian tiptoe.
Yeah,
Geez,
free McDonald's for a shot.
yeah.
So,
So, yeah. So anyway, this is why we need, it's time to transcend this because, while we can,
be a
while
warrior.
while we even have the internet,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
before they unplug us.
before they
Yeah,
unplug us. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, to me, it's like, people are trying to prepare, like in all these ways and everything. And God, I'm thinking, God, how do you prepare for something like this? It's
change.
just there's you would be running around trying to get the food thing, and then
Yeah,
the money thing, and then this and that, and then what about a nuclear bomb? You got to get a bomb shelter, well, you can't. How do you prepare for these things, man? You can't even run away. You can't. Everywhere you go, and the same thing's happening.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
so we have to just transcend it. Did you ever see that movie with what's his name? Just a second here. Johnny Depp movie called Transcendence.
Yes, I've got a copy of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And the last thing when the army was coming after them, him and his wife, and so they had this thing built up and everything, and she was saying, well, how are you going to fight? What are we going to do to fight this?
Yeah,
And so anyway, in that expanded consciousness, supposedly, he says we're going to transcend this. See, not fight it, transcend it. And that's that is the only option I'm really seeing. The people are trying to fight it, and I see it, they're just getting a bigger false ego with this. Yes, we're going to do that, we're going to win. And I think, oh yeah, sure.
no. We have to just surrender to the Krishna's will, and we are at the crossroads of the ages. I believe this. I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Knowing a little bit about Vedic prophecy and stuff. So
Yeah.
we're fortunate, the fortunate few, the devotees, because
Yeah.
we're the ones that are going to kick in the golden age for 10,000 years. So we better get our acts together.
Let's see, man.
Yeah. It's going to be things happen slowly. Change is slow, but
Yeah.
it's hard to tell what's going on.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
I
Okay.
really appreciating this.
Oh, good. Yeah. It's good. It's a good remembrance, and it's strengthening, and very ecstatic. It's really nice. Go ahead there, Amy. Read some more.
Yes, read, Amy.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Maharaja Kulasekara, a great devotee, prays, my dear Lord, just now I am quite healthy, and it is better that I die immediately so that the swan of my mind can seek entrance at the stem of your lotus feet. The metaphor is used because the swan, a bird of the water, takes pleasure in digging into the lotus flowers. Its sporting proclivity is to enter the lotus flower. Maharaj Kulas.
Yeah, you see, this is the thing why we need the awakening of bhakti, devotion. You got to have this taste because it wants to go in the lotus flower. See, not forced now. Otherwise, you're going to do the Vaidhi force. You got to force yourself to go in the flower. You're not really attracted. Bhakti gives you that attraction. See, oh, I want to go in that. Oh, I want to taste. I want to go in the flower of the name, taste that name and everything. It's like it literally like you're chewing food. A matter of fact, if you chant with, you're feeling, this is realization the Lord's given me, showing me these things. Chanting with you between your throat and your heart. You see, it's all happening here. Just like you're chewing, it's you're tasting on the taste buds and everything. That starts to happen with the chanting. You're literally chewing the name, and it is so pleasurable, but it's transcendental. It's just like you're eating. It's like, that's so amazing how it's so much like eating. And you can understand why Jesus said, I'm the bread of life. Perfect analogy. It's the bread. You're eating bread and you got the wine. So you need that wine. That's the intoxication from bhakti. See, when you get the bread and wine together, it's very, very juicy. It's like bread and butter. The butter is the taste. It gives a nice flavor. See, this is Krishna. This is where it's leading, is this kind of taste. And so Lord Chaitanya knew if you try to awaken this taste by austerities and all this, is very hard because its taste is transcendental. So Lord Chaitanya is considered the most magnanimous incarnation and the most merciful because he came, he says, I'm just going to give this taste to others very easily without a lot of trouble, without a lot of austerity. If they will just associate with me or my representative, my real representatives, who are representing this taste and this level and teaching about it. Very easily you get it. That's why people get it here, because you're associating with those who are empowered with this taste. See, and then it spreads. See, like butter, you spread it over the bread. See, we're spreading it over the Krishna, and people are tasting it here. See, it's bread and butter, man. And everybody else, if you don't have this taste awakened strongly, Krishna's a bit dry. It's a little bit hard. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. So much that when you're chewing the whole, and the Lord wants to be eaten. Yeah, eat me, man. You ever have to say, hey, eat me in a bad way? That's the world. Yeah, eat me, man. And people they're eating the world and becoming miserable. We got to eat Krishna and become, Haribo, Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Amy. Read on.
Maharaj Kolasekara says to the Lord, now my mind is undisturbed, and I am quite healthy. If I die immediately, thinking of your lotus feet, then I am sure that my performance of your devotional service will become perfect.
You see how this stuff needs more clarity? Can you imagine? People are a bit unclear. Yeah, it doesn't, it kind of like, it's so nice I just love to take what he's saying, these sayings of people, and make it clear and not just kind of keep it murky, vague. Read that sentence. I'll just show you what I mean. Go ahead, read that sentence again. Oh, wait, you're muted.
Now my mind is undisturbed, and
it's undisturbed. Why? He's got taste. When you're connecting with God with real focus, because He's so wonderful, you transcend disturbances, undisturbed. People's minds are disturbed because, say, like you're chanting, man, you're thinking about the world, Hare Krishna, and you're thinking, you're still disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
See? But when you're chanting with taste, man, your mind, like a bee in the honey, undisturbed. Go ahead, read more.
My mind is undisturbed, and I am quite healthy. If I die,
he's healthy, physically okay, but you're healthy with this taste. Otherwise, you're not healthy. You're diseased. If you can't taste bhakti, man, you still got some disease, some fever. Automatically, you're going to be out there thinking about the world and worldly things. The more taste, the less fever, the more spiritual health we've got. See? And physical is good too. You know, need both body, mind, and soul. Go ahead. What else?
If I die immediately, thinking of your lotus feet, then I am sure that my performance of your devotional service will become perfect.
Yeah. And better than that is don't die. Just keep chanting. Keep practicing to where it becomes more and more like breathing, like a lifestyle. That's what we're doing here. It becomes more and more like, hey, man, this is a lifestyle now. Look at this. See the cow?
Wow. Why are there so many cows around?
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Yeah, I saw them.
You're blessed.
Yeah. They got to eat, man.
Great. That's so
Cows
great.
eat a lot, so they let them loose out here. They don't go very far. They got like a certain area they go, and then they come through here. Usually, well, these are new cows. Usually they were black ones.
How
I
perfect.
have a question, if possible.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lord Chaitanya says there are no hard and fast rules for chanting these holy names.
Right.
Could you give some more depth into this?
Oh, yeah. There's no, he's saying it from that level. See, like the acharyas have taught you need to chant the mantra like a certain way, and you should do it in a clean place and all. A lot of times it's taught like that. Now, Lord Chaitanya is teaching from another place. He's teaching that these mantras are so so powerful that there's no hard and fast rules in chant. You can chant any name, but that's I know from my own experience, as I started to taste more, automatically sometimes I want to chant any name, gopi, this or that. It does, it's just there's no hard and fast rule now. There might be when you start, and that's why they did this with Lord Chaitanya when he was chanting. He's on this spontaneous platform, and he was chanting gopi, 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 and just getting great ecstasy. That's the whole point, is to taste this wonderful taste, the transcendental wine, from the names, the truth. So he's doing that, and these persons that were in the student community, kind of like now, in ISKCON and all this, they came and said, why are you chanting like this? This is not authorized by the acharyas. See? So it depends on what level you're at. And so that's why actually the Raganuga spontaneous devotees usually remain separate from the Vaidhi platform, because the Vaidhi cannot understand these subtler principles. But that's what we teach here. Okay? So there's no hard and fast rules, and there's no need to, because especially people here come to the point of taste. And if you can taste, say, like you're chanting Haridas's name, Haridas, and you're feeling great ecstatic love for that. What's the difference of chanting Krishna's name and feeling great ecstatic love for that name? You're in a personal taste. See, on this platform of spontaneous devotion, you're in the realm of spiritual variety. And you can taste Advaita Acharya's name, special taste. Nityananda's name, special taste. I love, so devotees are tasting like a meal. Panchatattva, Shrivas. Sometimes I like to say Shrivas, because they have, every devotee has a special taste. Every avatar also. Ram, and then there's Krishna, and there's Lord Chaitanya, all variegated tastes, but you got to be awakened to really get that. So no hard and fast rules, and at this platform, but you notice the acharyas give some hard and fast rules, and you get you going. Anyway, that's
maybe some austerity in the beginning is good for you to purify yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you need structure. You learn. You ever see a Tai Chi? You're learning Tai Chi. They give you the form. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You just the master says, okay, go like this, and you go like this. See? So you follow the form, and gradually, hopefully, if you go slowly, you do the form without the master. But if you have a master there who's mastered the form or mastered the name to the point of ecstatic worship, it's going to go faster. All of a sudden, you're going to master the form of chanting, where you'll become more ecstatic, and then you'll enter that realm also. Generally, what I found is Vaishnavas, they're chanting in association of those who are not on the ecstatic platform. They're more, on the preliminaries, maybe. Because if they are, then they'll have the symptoms of tears pouring out of their eyes and the holy laughter and everything. And, and then we got amongst them the no-shows. Oh, no, we have that, but we don't show. And then who knows? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. So it's pretty rare to see devotees like Lalita Ganga or Johan, sitting there and chanting and tears pouring out of there, laughing like madmen, mad women, and having a great time. Yeah. Anyway, that's my hit on it. Tomorrow I might have another hit on it. What's your hit on no hard and fast rules? Tell us what you think.
What I think changes often. But you could put it down to like being strict and like brahmachari like. But then again, I know so many people who've been strict for 40 years and then they lose the plot later in life, and they have to turn off to Vrindavan to correct themselves because they're running amok. I do believe in spontaneous. I do believe that trying to be Superman and being really austere can break people.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be very gentle with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I live as a hermit devotee. I have my own temple. Yeah. I have Pancha Tattva. And I do things at my own pace and without someone in my ear going, you're not good enough to admire Prabhu, hard and fast rules.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of neophytes trying to be teachers,
Yeah. I'm a rebel. I just go to Brindavan by myself, get a room and walk around the holy Dham chanting and in tears time and feed the cows and on my own journey like that. So and I do my best and I follow the principles very strictly in the Dham, so I don't create offenses. But
well, that's
for
great.
me, it's between you and Krishna. And Guru Krishna.
Yeah, what's it about, man, between you and Krishna? Matter of fact, the main thing is some people don't need to be taught what their heart feels. Like if you go to the Dham and you're in Vrindavan and you're feeling really good chanting there and being there and happy in your heart, what do you need somebody to come along there and start to force you to do stuff? I mean, you got stuff, people like that. There's control things, I don't know, just
control freaks.
They got a really heavy Brahmin idea that Krishna surpasses all of that. So, when I used to go to Vrindavan, I used to have people that lived there. They would say, God, you really have a Vrindavan mood. I said, well, I never leave Vrindavan. Vrindavan is in my life, man. Vrindavan is this class is Vrindavan. What we do is Vrindavan here, so that mood is it's a state of consciousness. It's a state of worship, worshiping the Lord. It's that, like I was talking about, the more ecstatic you become, that's the Vrindavan mood, is this ecstatic worship. And then automatically you start to live for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna shows you, oh, actually, this is what makes me happy. I'm giving you that secret. That practically nobody knows. Actually, this ecstatic worship is my highest happiness, and you understand your position because of that. Otherwise, nobody knows clearly their position with Krishna. They think they are doing it. That they are some, it's still, there's material separation, not spiritual separation. See, the devotee feels, yeah, I'm eternally spirit soul here to facilitate the pleasure of Radha and Krishna. They're happy together. I just want to bring them together. What do you think this Gaudiya Vaishnava is? It's that simple. When my happiness is just bringing you two together, man, I'm happy with that, man. That just let me never forget that. That's it, man. That's the zone, man. You finished. You've figured out what life is really about, ultimately, to its furthest extent. That's why things are so powerful. Why people awaken so fast. There's a lot of spiritual potency here. People go through stuff here. If you really want to get purified, you come here, you see all of a sudden, what is this stuff? Stuff coming out of you like, and then, more bhakti coming in. Yeah. Go ahead there, Amy.
I'm so sorry. I have to go. I have to go give someone a ride at 10:30. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry. Yeah, 10:30 was when I'm sorry. But this is really great. Thank you so much. As always.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day.
Okay, I will, and hopefully I'll see you later.
Do you want to read something there, Lokaji?
Oh, I have to go see myself. I'm turning off and on my microphone.
Yeah.
I have to go
Actually, you
myself
know what?
in a
I think
moment.
this is probably a good time because I also need to move around a little bit.
It's 12:30. It's 12:30 at night here, so
Yeah.
I need to play rest.
Well, hey, thank you for
time.
coming.
I have a beautiful
3 hours
have a-
and 30 minutes.
3 hours and 30 minutes already? Huh?
Next time I will read.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Read for 5 minutes there, Radhe.
I have no book with me.
Next time.
What book?
Oh yeah, what book did that say? What was the title?
Oh,
might have been back.
Everyone must get a copy of the loving search for the lost servant.
Huh?
Oh,
the most beautiful book ever written.
Oh, really? What is that? The loving search for the what? The
lost servant.
Oh,
It's about Krishna's search for his devotees. We're searching for Krishna, and Krishna's searching for us. It's pure nectar. If you can find a copy, it's hard to find. I found it on eBay, and I paid a lot of money for it.
Really?
It's sort of half falling apart, but it's beautiful. Yeah, it's pure bhakti, pure prema. This book. So
the loving search for the lost servant. Yeah. Write that down, Sachi, and send it to me on my messenger.
It's servants, right? Plural, not just one servant.
It's servant.
Oh, servant. And who's it by?
Swami Siddha.
Yeah. Who?
Swami B.R. Sridhar. Okay.
Sridhar, yep.
Oh, Sridhar Maharaj. Okay, great.
Oh, and Lukaji, my family lives in Gladstone, Australia.
Oh, Glasgow. They're in lockdown.
Yeah, I know.
We're all in lockdown down under.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the most beautiful book. But I was lucky to find it. But as you can see, it's falling to pieces. I must glue it back together. It came that way. I was so happy to find it.
Yeah. Okay, Radhe, read for 5 minutes.
Yeah. What book?
What book you got? Chaitanya Bhagavat? You got Chaitanya Bhagavat?
I've got all this.
Oh yeah, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Read the first Adi Lila. No. Read. Just pick a book up there and start reading.
Okay. I got a book.
Grab a book.
Yeah. Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yeah.
I open it.
Just open it. Yeah. Start reading.
My dear friends, you are all my intimate friends. Now I am begging a favor of you. Please give it to me. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested them all to return home and begin chanting the holy name congratulatingly. He also requested them to worship Krishna, chant his holy name, and discuss his holy pastimes. After thus instructing the devotees, the Lord asked their permission to go to Jagannath Puri. He assured them that at intervals he would come there and meet them again and again.
Yeah, you see how we're following those instructions, and so we get the same result. The Lord actually comes here during those times to give us strength. You know, I was listening to a Christian lady who was really good. She was really good realizations, good because she had some closeness with Christ, and she was talking about the early Christians and also what more people need to do in their worship and need to worship in morning and evening. She says the early Christians who did that were very strong in their relationship with God, and when they started to get away from that kind of worship, that morning and evening, and they did it less, they became weakened. See, so the Lord also, it's always the same teaching. That's why you see this is relentless every day, because you get to the point, you may not enjoy it that much, and everything, but gradually, you get such a taste for this, you never want to give it up. You want to be immersed in it, because this is where everything comes. This relationship, the closer Krishna is with us, the stronger we are, the more purified we are. The more intelligence we get, the more logic. Everything comes from this, and it comes in this kind of worship in sadhu sangha. Comes very easily. So I come just now. It's just like I couldn't imagine not coming. I love coming here. Nothing would pull me away from this as long as I have an internet connection. Yeah, because it's so delightful to worship the Lord amongst people who are like-minded. I don't find anything better in this world than this. This is the greatest happiness. And I know oh yeah, I'm going physically, but keep doing that. Just meet and talk about Krishna, discuss Krishna, have kirtan like this. Just, do this regularly. And they did, and they always felt close to Lord Chaitanya and Krishna. Okay, go ahead there, Radhi.
After requesting all the devotees to return home, the Lord decided to go to Jagannath Puri. At that time, Haridas Thakur began to cry and speak some pathetic words. Haridas Thakur said, "You are going to Jagannath Puri, and that is all right. But what will be my destination? I am not able to go to Jagannath Puri because I am on the lowest among men. I shall not be able to see you. How shall I maintain my sinful life?" The Lord replied to Haridas Thakur, "Please check your humility. Just seeing your humility very much agitates my mind." My English is not good, sorry.
No, it's great.
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu assured Haridas Thakur that he would place a petition before Lord Jagannath and that he would certainly take him there to Jagannath Puri. He's a lucky guy. After that, Advaita Acharya respectfully requested Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to show him mercy by remaining another 2 or 4 days.
You know, and Haridas, he was never bereft. That's why he got the associate of Lord Chaitanya. He's a high caliber Vaishnava. He was chanting the holy name in ecstasy. That means the Lord is with him. You know, this was a pastime. So, but to see the Lord was actually there externally also. This is a very rare thing. So that's kind of the secret. The devotees always have the Lord, but when the Lord is here personally, they always want to be with him. It's just like a special thing, special treat, even though they have the Lord internally by their worship, ecstatic worship. That's God, that's Krishna. See? And so that's how it's done here, is in separation. But the Lord was there also, and that's a very special time externally, you know.
Yeah. How to chant in ecstasy?
I'm sorry, what?
How to chant in ecstasy? It's difficult for me to chant.
Yeah. Well, the main thing is just keep coming here. See, what's nice is you're growing because you like coming here. You like the devotees. You notice before when you first, it was kind of some aversion and stuff, and you know, but your faith is growing. It's like a seed that grows into a plant. So you're doing great. You know, your faith is growing, your attraction. So it grows like that, more and more and more. You know, you're on the train, man. You're in the garden. The water is being poured.
You know, when I'm working, I chant spontaneously. No?
Wow.
Sometimes
that's
people
Krishna.
look at me like, what's she singing now?
See, that's Krishna's mercy.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's great.
I do my best. So, okay.
Go ahead.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never violated the request of Advaita Acharya. Therefore, he remained at his home and did not leave immediately for Jagannath Puri. Lord Chaitanya's decision was received very happily by Advaita Acharya, Mother Sachi, and all the devotees. Advaita Acharya celebrated every day with a great festival. I like festivals.
Yeah.
During the day, the devotees discussed subject matters concerning Krishna. And at night, there was a great festival of congregational chanting at the house of Advaita Acharya. Mother Sachi cooked with great pleasure, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with the devotees, accepted the prasadam with great pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just want to answer a question here, too. Shamaguri says, but is it not right that especially in Kali Yuga, we should chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in priority? So it's just like, you see the word you used, should. See, this is a Vaidhi thing. You should do this. You should do this. And that's okay. As a matter of fact, you know, naturally people will, I do. I just naturally chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But, you know, at this level, you don't have to. Not strictly follow, you have to chant Maha Mantra. It's a good thing to do, especially for others, and get them chanting the Maha Mantra. But there are devotees at Lord Chaitanya's time. That one guy was just chanting Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, tears pouring out of his eyes. He didn't have to chant any other mantra. Sri Krishna Chaitanya is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. It's both. You got Sri Krishna is Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna mantra is Radha and Krishna. See, so you got devotion to Krishna in both mantras, but see, it depends on your revelation and realization, you know, and inspiration. And on the spontaneous platform, you can bend the rules, you could say, you know, because the whole point is devotion to Krishna. What awakens it for you? So at that time, it's preference. It's the devotee's taste, particular taste. Even like Janaki, she doesn't chant so much. I think maybe things have changed, but she likes reading the verses and stuff. Reads out loud and great happiness. So the Chaitanya had devotees like that. Haridas chanted 3 lakhs a day or something, or a lot. That was his thing, but not everybody did that. So Maha Mantra is a great thing to do, and should, especially if you're teaching. I mean, I do it. I love it, man. I love the Maha Mantra. It's my great treasure. But as a should thing, I don't have to do it. I mean, if I had a taste for something else, and it's like, and that's why you notice I don't always chant Maha Mantra. I like chanting different names of the Lord. Sometimes I will chant Jesus or Prabhupada's name. It's all ecstatic, yeah. And but these things, so it depends, like, especially it's very important to chant Maha Mantra now, to get people to do. If you're preaching, why not? They should be doing that. You should do that. And then as you advance, I mean, if you're a Bhajanandi, maybe you'll chant something alone. A lot of these devotees, they went off and chanted Sri Krishna Chaitanya, that name, and maybe just that name. They would tears pouring out of there. They loved. See, it's all about loving God. I mean, what form do you love Him in? And just like Hanuman, he loves reading the pastimes of Lord Ram, like this. But anyway, it's even the Lord even said in this time, Radha Krishna worship. That's what it's about. I mean, if we're connected there with Lord Chaitanya, it's also with Radha and Krishna. And this is the focus here, is Radha Krishna worship. I mean, I have connection with Jesus. I've been, transformed and saved in that way, at that level. But here, the priority is Radha and Krishna worship. He's the latest avatar. He's came to give us this. Maha Mantra is so fantastic, man. And if you can't chant that in ecstasy, chanting Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Nityananda's name will help. And if you're still having problems, come here. That's the whole point. Here is where you'll start to get purified, so you'll be attracted to chanting or some form of ecstatic devotional service. One guy, he did deity worship in Saints of Raj. It was in that pastime, and he would, instead of doing deity worship with the deities, he would put the Srimad Bhagavatam in the swing. He would swing the Bhagavatam because he saw that, because that's Krishna also. And it seems strange, but it's not. He loved the Bhagavatam. He would read the verses in great ecstasy. See, that was his way. It's all names of God, all of them. Even the pastimes is a name of God. So that's my answer.
I just love Lauta Baba.
What?
I just love Lauta Baba. Because he was cooking for Krishna every day.
Uh-huh. Oh,
and
yeah.
Krishna went to Mathura. And he never came back. But still, Lauta Baba is cooking. Till this day. It is devotional service without wanting something in return.
Yeah.
That I like.
Yeah. I mean,
like
obviously he's doing it. It's awakening ecstatic love. No, it's great. It's good.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that story. It's my inspiration.
Yeah, Freddie says, since I'm in this Sangha, 98% of my occupation goes to hearing and remembering. See? It's like Maharaj Parikshit. He attained the spiritual world by hearing and remembering Krishna. Maharaj Parikshit. At Shukadev by hearing and speaking.
And we hear from you.
Yeah, same thing. There's obviously empowerment here. Otherwise, I wouldn't come. I would be bored. If the empowerment wasn't here, I would not come here. I would just go out and do something different in this Maya, probably. I come here to hear. I love what comes out of this mouth. Hey, man, You know,
Yeah.
beggars can't be choosy. You know, I love, it's like a flute, the flute personified in joy is the song also,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a twosome. Takes
Yeah.
two to tango.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, I think it's time to go. Thank you very much for reading just a little bit. We'll have you read more. You're a great reader. It was awesome.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
fantastic. Yeah, really. Definitely. You better come back and read for us. I want
I
to
like
hear
to
that.
read. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna, everybody. Have a great day.
Glad Johnny
Very
can
good.
do that
Very
too.
good.
Haribo.
Haribo.